What's up, my movers and shakers? I'm Dave. This is Michael Chump Change, and this is MS Paints. And this is really hard to do all the triple barrel thing. And today, what we're doing, I think we're painting up your first Space Marine. I've painted a few, but this is your first.
Yeah, I'm pretty daunted by this whole task, but I am going to be painting my very first Space Marine. But before we get to all that, mate, I've actually got a little surprise for you.
There was no need to touch me, and I don't like surprises, but do go on.
There's a special guest in the room, mate.
There's a special guest.
There's a special guest in the room.
Oh no, it's your first girlfriend. What?
This episode is brought to you by Wayland Games.
Oh shit, I know who those people are.
You do. I do as well, actually. It's one of the things that I know.
Nice, excellent. Are they in the room with us here?
They're going to be in the room later on, I'm told. We're getting a special visitor from the director of MS Paints Relations.
Right, okay, the special MVP.
MVP of MS Paints Relations.
That invented job, yes.
For Wayland Games, yeah. So we're expecting a visit later on in the episode for that.
So before anyone gets too comfortable, bear in mind, that is going to happen. That swab test is coming. Excellent, cool. Right, cool. I'm going to go change my hoodie real quick to grind this to a halt because it is fucking roasting in it.
Okay.
So BRB.
Bye, mate.
So we are going to attempt to paint a Space Marine. We've had to mix the cameras up a little bit. We've acquired a camera person. Hi, Lorna.
Hello.
There we go. Hopefully that comes through.
I think so.
Yes, and we're going to paint. You're going to paint your little man.
I am my little man. I'm excited that he's pre-primed.
He is pre-primed.
I was kind of looking forward to spraying him with spray cans, but it's half the
That
fun.
would be immediate engagement, was if he was just completely naked and I just whipped out a rattle can here and blasted it across the table.
Just in here, no masks, no ventilation, in what can only be described as a dungeon.
Yes, definitely the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the one you built a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Space Marines Tactical Squad.
Yeah.
With his purity seals.
His purity seals, yeah. And his not canon head. Which you turned out to be quite excited about, actually, that I hadn't put a human head on him.
Yeah, because we don't have to do any flesh tones today.
Exactly. I've made the job much easier for myself.
Yes, and me.
And you in teaching me.
Yeah.
So this is essentially what I'm aiming for.
Yes.
Is why you've brought me this.
Yes. So this it's nicely timed because the Combat Patrol magazine has just started its subscriptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Combat Patrol magazine.
Yes, so they have this thing at the minute where, you know, the weekly magazines where you build like a
I had one of the solar system when I was a kid.
Oh fuck, did you ever finish it?
Yeah, we've got the whole thing. I think
9, 10, 8 planets?
It has Pluto, so 9 planets.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like a cool clockwork, kind of like bronze statue that spins.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think it was funny, actually. I started it.
Yeah.
I got like the first 99p model, and then my parents wouldn't buy me the rest of them because then it's like $9.99 after the first issue.
Yes. Yeah,
but then I found out a few months later that my
yeah.
stepdad had been buying them for himself and building it himself. And he
definitely
presented
somebody
me
would
with the
do.
completed solar system at the end. Anyway, we got
derailed there, didn't we? Yeah. So this is issue 1. Which I have multiple copies of.
Oh, so this is from the magazine?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So these two guys are from issue 1, priced at $2.99. It's like...
Is that what issue 1 costs for these things now? $2.99. That was like bad price back in the day.
That was bad price back in the day. However, it is like, based on how much these things cost now, that's like 50 quid's worth of models.
Yeah, I was going to say, for $2.99, you got both of these for $2.99. That's decent. This guy's cool.
Yeah. I don't know what his name is. He's a Tyranid something.
There he is.
There he is.
Very nice.
God bless you, Sony.
Thank goodness from old Sony. Yeah, very nice.
So they're very nice, and I think, it's kind of like there's going to be a lot of people out there wondering how to paint their first Space Marine.
Yeah.
So naturally, I've brought the cool paints to do it, to get this effect across 3 different paint lines that people aren't immediately going to have access to and are going to be harder to find, so we're just going to do that.
Yeah, how to paint your first Space Marine if your best mate owns every paint ever made.
Yes.
It's the title of this podcast.
Yeah, essentially.
Lovely.
So
okay.
we're gonna crack on, mate.
Yeah, how does one begin?
How does one begin?
I don't think I could even guess what the first thing to do is. I would assume that there's some blue involved.
The blue is how I normally start.
Grand.
Yes. Doesn't have to be blue, obviously, just before everyone gets upset about that.
I did say when I first made it that if I painted it, it wouldn't be blue. But I've been pigeonholed here, but that's okay.
You have, and we want it to look like that, which is which is pretty.
Having a target,
yes,
definitely helpful.
For an hour and a half's work, I think that will do the job. So we're going to shake our paint first,
okay,
because that's very important.
Can I shake one?
You can shake one if you want.
That'd be fantastic ASMR.
It would, wouldn't it? Straight in there. I bet that someone's fucking dying.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Does it? All right, fair. Cool. And we're going to do the least amount of stages for the least fiddly work possible.
Well, this one is just blue.
That is just blue.
This one, we got sky blue.
Yeah.
Turquoise.
Yes. What's lovely about this paint
And just blue.
is, apart from being absolutely stellar paint, is that it doesn't fuck around with its names. Like blue, middle blue, light blue, turquoise grey, warm grey, black.
Yeah.
Black's just fucking black. It's great. Just the honesty of it. Not like rat's testicle grey or anything like that.
I like it.
We're going to use a dry brushy brush. Would you like me to do a bit of it first to show you how it works, and then you just do the rest?
Yeah, give me at least a fighting chance.
Okay, cool. Okay. So this is essentially going to be our darkest blue. We'll bob that on a papier towel.
Okay.
You've heard of dry brushing before?
Yes, I like your dry brush video.
Thank you. So this is what we call overbrushing, which is dry brushing, but you don't put as much effort in to get it off. And we're going for essentially downward strokes on him. And what happens with this is I fucked this up by spraying it white from above. Is what I did. But you're essentially going for a full coating on all the armour. And don't worry too much about making a little bit of a mess.
Okay.
And that's what you do. And when it's getting a bit skimpy, just kind of refill the brush. Again. And generally, don't worry. Oh, fuck, I covered his little cloth.
Oh, no, no fun, mate. Come on.
There you go. Have some fun with it.
You didn't want to cover his cloth, no?
Because then you have to recolour it a brighter colour.
Right.
So,
okay, so we get a bit of paint on there.
Get a bit of paint on there, dab a little bit off.
Dab a little bit off.
Yeah.
And then downward strokes.
Downward strokes generally, yeah. But if there's any cracks or crevices that are white or bright, because of the way I sprayed it like a moron, just get the brush in there and don't worry too much about it.
Okay.
This is definitely Uncle Dave's path of least resistance to paint a space marine.
I appreciate that for sure.
You're painting like a coward, just get in there.
It feels wrong to not like aim at one specific area at a time.
But I suppose when you're a guy like me, who now again does have trouble in aiming at one specific area, especially when it's 3 a.m. and it's the toilet, you just go for it and then hope for the best and clean it up in the morning generally.
Okay. Okay. I wish how the piss and shit are you supposed to get in there?
Are you supposed to get in there?
Yeah.
When you're not looking, I'll figure that out. There are smaller brushes, mate.
Yeah, that may be necessary. Well, but hang on, let me just take your non-cowardly approach. Just get the fuck in there.
Belts and braces, mate.
Belts and braces.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his chest is certainly done now. His little belt thing under there, I'm not as confident
Not
about.
as confident.
Let's just...
Can use a smaller brush if you want to.
I snapped him off his base.
You did, didn't you, mate?
Right away.
It's just pure aggression. Do you want me to get some glue for you real quick?
I think that might be an important step.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. You get to see how easy it is to get paint all over your fingers as well. Like,
And how fucking hard it is to find glue.
there must be glue in this building.
Yeah.
Do I have to get his shoes blue?
Yeah.
Blue shoes. Blues.
A slight problem. I don't seem to have any super glue.
We didn't use super glue last time. We used Tamir. that stuff.
Yes, mate, Tamir. Don't forget his backpack, mate.
Backpack boom black, mate.
Backpack. Don't. There's no Q&A for this video because everyone was winding me up about that. Everyone was like, oh, he can't say backpack boom bap. However, when it comes to obscure dinosaur names like Quetzalcoatl, he's like, yeah, fuck it, I can say that.
You showed me that meme that they made.
Yes.
That really tickled me. If you're looking for an excuse to join the Patreon, the Discord is full of Dave getting roasted by memes.
Essentially, yeah.
Essentially.
Yep.
Right, let's glue him back on then.
Do you want to do his backpack while you're there?
His boom bap, mate.
His boom bap.
I don't know if I've got any paint left.
Well,
I wonder where I might find more paint.
fucking holding your hand through everything.
Look, I'm just trying to be a nice, good, polite boy.
Yeah?
Okay?
Okay.
Don't waste it.
Don't waste it.
This is where the audience gets to see just how cat-candid I am. If they didn't already gather that from episode 1. Which I'm imagining that came across.
What, that you're cat-candid?
That I'm cat-candid.
Yeah, you specifically ground everything to a halt to say, sorry for being so fucking cat-candid.
That sounds like me.
It did, yeah.
Just did it again.
I think I'm dyspraxic. Punch yourself in the face. Oops.
There's there's a lot of places to get in here. This is bad enough with just like one colour.
Yeah.
When you've got to try and do like little...
Normally I just spray the marines black and then go blue over the top, so everything you can't get to is just black and it looks right. But I don't know why I don't know why I fucking...
You just thought you'd guarantee that this is going to look absolute gash trash when we're done.
Absolutely.
You couldn't quite handle the idea that I might have done a good job.
Yeah, something like that.
So you handicap me from the off.
I have, mate. I don't know what Simpsons episode it is, but I think it's Homer trying to fix something and he's just his tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
You've got this.
And thankfully, Lorna's here to make sure that I'm always in shot while I make horrendous faces. Can I have a little brush?
Can you have a little brush? There's a little brush right here.
Oh, that one!
This one you have to be gentle with. More gentle.
Helps to use the side with a brush on it as well.
Yeah, I'll get you some water, mate.
What's the water for? Just for me?
Water's just for you. It's not for drinking. Don't drink it. Don't knock it on the floor. Don't knock it on anything expensive.
So out of interest,
This is
when
Games
you...
Workshop tippy cup, mate. So you...
Oh, just like primary school.
Just like primary school.
Honestly, that was probably the last time I saw one of these. So the water's just to
Clean your brush.
clean the brush.
Yeah.
Should I be cleaning it in between the same colour, or is it more of a when you're done kind of?
Rehydrating the brush is important because if the paint dries on the brush,
Yeah, then
it's just an extra thing I have to bother with after we're done.
I'm getting there.
You got it?
I just need to get in this bit here.
You need to get in that bit there.
That bit there.
People are going to be losing their fucking minds that you just painting it and then holding
Where I painted
wet
it.
paint.
Yeah. No, but it was that or spend 5 minutes gluing it back on the base, and I'm many things, but patient is not one
No,
of them.
No.
Come on now. There we go.
Oh, Dave, he'd have a much easier time if you gave him a smaller brush.
If I give him a smaller brush, that means it's a nicer, more expensive brush.
Yeah.
And the way he's doing this right now, fuck that.
Hey, look. Just,
You are going to get a smaller brush at some point. We'll work our way up there. But I remember what happened when I gave my wife the expensive Raphaels to paint with. And, people say, you shouldn't get paint all the way up into the ferrule. She had paint up her arms. She was just painting a fucking grizzly bear.
What's a ferrule?
It's the bit where the bristles of the brush, the hairs of the brush are attached into the body.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
So you get paint in there, that's when your brush starts to split.
Okay, I just got to do his little peep. Little peepness.
Is what?
His little peepness.
Not that one, made this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you painting a bit that we're never going to see?
Of course.
You don't have to do that.
But I'd like to.
Okay.
I'm probably only ever going to do one of these in my life, I'd like for it to be...
That's what you fucking think.
like for it to be high quality.
Yeah?
I'd like for it to not be shit. Like, I know, like, chances are it is going to be shit. But I'd like to finish this feeling like I did my best.
Yeah. I'm talking you down so that when it's done at the end, you'll be like, oh, no, you know what? I did okay.
no, that's okay,
Did
mate.
you know?
Not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, there is going to be a second coat of blue. So.
Okay, then I'm done.
Cool.
Then I'm done.
Okay, so we'll hit cut on these. I'm going to glue it on. We're going to wait 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then we're going to bring it back.
Okay. See you shortly. Right, we're Looney Tunes back in action.
Looney Tunes back in action. So we're going to be a little bit more gentle this time with it, mate.
Yes.
We're going to go for the blue again.
Yep.
And this is just gentle downstroke coverage on the raised areas.
Yeah, as opposed to what I ended up doing last time, which was just kind of going in any direction I could to get the paint.
Yeah. You've got it in all the cricks and cracks at this point, mate.
Yeah, I certainly have. Right. Gentle downstrokes.
Yes, just gently strumming across the surfaces of the big man.
The big man. The big little man.
The big little man.
All right, little big man. Little big planet.
Little Big Planet.
Speaking of Little Big Planet, I was telling you about that Astrobot game,
You were telling me about that.
which is not Little Big Planet, but may as well be Little Big Planet.
It's the closest thing we've got these days.
It's Little Big Planet for the new generation.
It is.
Although actually, Little Big Planet for the new generation is that new Little Big Planet game, which is also really good.
Excellent. Cool.
Sackboy's Big Adventure. Did you play that?
No, I did not.
They're genuinely good.
No, I do like Little Big Planet. It's just the way that you said Sackboy tickled me.
Sackboy. But yeah, Astrobot, the game, just simply called Astrobot, is, I would say, a perfect game, and I will fight people about it. But I don't think I'm going to have to.
I don't think you need to.
I don't think I'm going to have to, because it's a perfect game.
Although people were arguing that the EA Lord of the Rings games on the PS2 were good. So,
Well, I think they are good.
yeah. When did you play them last?
Well,
You enjoying Rings of Power, mate?
I've not seen it, but I hear it's good. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you think of the new season of Rings of Power. Moving on.
No, I did hear it's generally better received season 2 than season 1.
Yes.
Which, it's funny, it's like people get so mad about season 1s of things. Like, all they're doing is introducing characters and setting up the world.
Yes,
It's like,
they are.
yeah.
Yeah. Funny that.
Funny how that goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Funny how that works out.
Yeah. It's all right, apart from having Tom Bombadil in it.
Yes, that
Thankfully, thank fucking Christ, it feels the guy doing it. I know he's been in loads of other stuff. He's quite good. He definitely feels like we have Jack Black at home. I think if they'd cast Jack Black as Tom Bombadil, I'd have hit the fucking ceiling.
Yeah, well, they can't cast Jack Black as John Bombadil because there's only 24 hours in a day, and he's in every other movie,
He is.
including that new Minecraft movie.
It's going well.
I think.
I'm going to eat my Kit Kat chunky while
Yeah, I
you
mean,
kick
while
off.
we're doing this, I mean, this is what this is about, right? I'm painting. There's not a lot to talk about. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about conspiracy theories about a Minecraft movie trailer. I think they're trying to do a Sonic. You know how when they released the first Sonic trailer and he looked like a fucking meth addict, and then they released the real one where he actually looked like Sonic, and everyone went, "Thank God!" I think they're doing that because there's genuinely no good excuse for how shit the live action characters look in that animated world in 2024.
That's fair. So you think it's like
I think it's like a teasy thing.
here's some shit, you fix it with your opinion.
Yeah, they're trying to get people to tell them what they don't like about it so that they can then fix it and get the kudos. However, I think that has already backfired, partly because obviously that's not my idea. Somebody else already said that. And partly because like it's not as egregious. It's just bad. It just screams bad decision making on the part of the studio rather than like...
Yes, it certainly feels like the Asylum making Jumanji 4, where Jumanji 3 was Borderlands. And it's also come so close to Borderlands, it's like...
Yeah, Borderlands, that movie that also is a complete and utter shit show. Just like...
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so proud of myself for calling that. I can't remember when it was, like a year or so ago when that first trailer came out. And it was like the big bombastic...
Right.
Big bombastic explosions. There's Kevin Hart, there's Jack Black. And I can't remember what the movie was. But I saw that and I was like, that there's something about that really sent me west. Like I was like, I think it's because you can't have Kevin Hart and Jack Black in a movie together.
No.
It's one or the other. You get one out of place comic relief character.
yeah.
You can't have both.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus,
pick your horse.
Claptrap is a fucking dick anyway.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think Jack Black as Claptrap works. But then there's no need at all to have Kevin Hart as Roland, because Roland is like a big, serious army guy in Borderlands.
Yes.
So they've taken that left
Yep.
to put Kevin Hart in it because they think that'll sell tickets.
Yes.
But I know you already did that by putting
okay.
Jack Black as Claptrap. You don't get to do both of those things.
Fair.
Anyway, that's not even remotely relevant anymore.
My mate Kev at like a game expo in 2010 we went to together. He really doesn't like Claptrap, like aggressively doesn't like Claptrap, and he punched the demo kiosk for Borderlands and broke the demo kiosk. Kev, don't watch this, it's fine, he's never going to defend himself on that, but he's like, Kev he's a big boy, and no one said anything.
They just let him get away with
the
it.
booth guys just stood there like, all right, okay, we'll just wait for this moment to pass. He just told Claptrap to shut up and put his fist in the screen.
Wow.
Nice lad, Kev.
He's a very hateable character.
Who, Kev or
Clappy Trappy.
Clappy Trappy?
Clappy Trappy.
Okay, I think we've got.
How are you feeling about that?
I think the coverage on there is fine.
Fine.
People are going to say you shouldn't be using neat paint on there, but once you do it in that style, it's pretty buttery smooth, I think.
Neat paint as in what? You should like water it down?
You should dilute it generally, yeah, which I'm going to do now. I'm just going to tidy up some tiny bits in here. I'm just going to get these dark patches, mate, okay?
Okay.
Cool.
Right, what's next? Different blue?
It's going to be a different blue.
Nice.
I'm going to have to...
Are we going hairdryer?
I'm going to hairdryer it, mate.
I saw this during the break, and it tickled me a lot.
Yeah. That's how we do it, mate.
This whole podcast probably needs a headphone warning.
What?
What?
It should do it, mate. Okay. Yeah. So the next thing we're doing is moving up the Luma spectrum, mate.
Ooh.
So we're going to move to this very plitty, this plitty sky blue.
Plitty sky blue.
Sky blue. And we're going to take a slightly different tact with our dry brushing with this one. So
Okay.
You're going to have to increase your gentleness by about 17.5%.
Well, I think my second coat gentleness was pretty good, no?
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if this were 150 years ago, I would refer to you as Gentleman Michael. Or if you were a wrestler and your gimmick was that you were British, you would be Gentleman Michael.
Yeah, probably. Which isn't far off what my gimmick would be if I was a wrestler.
No, to be fair, no. Gentleman Michael.
Gentleman
I think
Michael.
you do fisticuffs with your dungaree.
Ah, see?
Ah. We're going to get more off than we did last time.
Even more.
So far, that feels right.
Okay.
And we're going to do one shoulder for you.
Okay.
And this is all downward stuff.
Oh, yikes. I mean, that, really has an impact straight away in a manner that I was not expecting. It's nice.
But I absolutely went a bit too hard with that. But it's fine.
But that's okay. That means you just got to keep brushing, right? Just keep on brushing.
Keep on brushing.
Just keep on brushing.
Pretend everything's fine.
Just pretend everything's fine. Yeah, well, I've seen your dry box video.
Yeah. And that's about what we're looking at. That's about what we're moving on.
Just brush over that one, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we definitely want, when you're doing yours, less paint on the brush than I.
So maybe just don't even put more paint on the brush now.
I would not do. No.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're focusing just downward, generally. That motion you got there is going fine. And what we're trying to do is just emulate light from above.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when you're highlighting, normally you do thin down paints and just build up layers and layers and layers. But ain't nobody got time.
Two thin coats, mate.
2 thin coats. Yeah. Maybe even 4 thin coats.
Yikes.
But what you get is that nice primary blue as an end result that Go on.
Sorry, so it's just like kind of from above.
From above, generally,
Anything that's kind of
There
like
is-
these bits here.
there is a bit of give and take.
These bits here.
Yeah, those bits there again, yeah.
It's amazing how little paint you need.
Yeah. Yeah, those brushes hold quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, trying to clean it. All of this just came
Oh,
off
God,
from
yeah.
trying to clean the thing. Very interesting.
And just keep the action going. Keep the action going. That's how you end up blending more of the colours together. So I generally do not take breaks or stop in between because we're applying neat paint and it takes longer to dry than diluted paint. So what you get is the capacity to blend and blend and blend as it goes on because you can keep working the paint that's already on there.
Yeah, for sure. So you want kind of as little paint as possible.
Yeah.
And you want to just keep spreading it around. Legs as well?
Legs as well. Yeah, you can change direction a little bit if you want.
To what exactly would you say?
Just whatever feels good, man. It's really hard trying to teach muscle memory.
You're like, what you want to do is you just want to paint it.
What you want to
If
do
you could.
is just stop being a bitch and ride the bike.
If you could just like make it look sick straight away, that'd be amazing. Could you just
fucking do that for me, man?
I'm actually kind of sick of you doing a bad job. Could you just fucking stop it?
Ironically, the voice of a man who did a bad job.
Some real inside baseball. Right. Right.
Speaking of inside baseball, he was in a baseball movie. Did you see that James Earl Jones died yesterday?
I did see that.
Yes.
I have a group chat where one of the main things that people do is post pictures of people after they die, and you've got to be the first person to get in there. And I woke up this morning with loads of pictures of Darth Vader in there and got very sad.
Shit. You're going to say Darth Vader's your favourite. Or Mufasa?
I actually didn't watch The Lion King until like 5 years ago.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never happened. I watched it on a plane on the way back from Japan.
All right, there you go. Did you go to Disneyland in Japan?
No.
Right.
No, I don't remember why I watched it on a plane on the way back from Japan. But I did.
Probably the guilt that you felt having not watched it.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly had been building over time.
So what is your favourite James Earl Jones performance?
Darth Vader. I think, given that I didn't know... What? Who's your favourite James Earl Jones performance? Or what is your favourite James Earl Jones
One of my
performance?
favourite movies is Conan the Barbarian.
That is one of your favourite movies, yeah.
And it's a not a very good movie, but he is like the main bad guy in it, and his name is Thulsa Doom, and that is a fucking
Thulsa
name.
Doom.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, he's quite good in that. He's like the only one who's an actual actor and not just a bodybuilder / surfer / stuntman. So he just turns up and out acts everyone.
Yeah.
But I found an old TV show he did semi-recently on YouTube, which has one episode on YouTube and the rest is just lost to the sands of time. But it stars James Earl Jones, and the fucking TV guide write-up describes it as James Earl Jones is a large, intelligent black man. I'm like, holy shit, that's
Wow.
so 1991.
I would have said that was pre-1991.
But yeah, the TV show is interesting and very topical, given the last few years of what's been going on in the United States, and probably why it only lasted one season, and then they turned it into a comedy called Pros and Cons.
Wow.
Yes.
Grim.
Yeah. But he's fantastic in it. He plays a policeman officer that shot his own partner after the partner tried to shoot a woman and child. Damn.
I was 2 days from retirement.
2 days from retirement. And he spends 20 years in prison, then he comes out, and then you basically follow his life from there. Called Gabriel's Fire.
Well,
Yeah. And that's probably...
and then a comedy called Pros and Cons.
And a comedy
which
called Pros.
still had James Earl Jones in it?
Yes. And
Wow.
it's completely flipped comedy from social drama to...
That's so weird. Why do that at all?
Because it wasn't doing very well.
No, but cancel it.
They had him on contract, I think, for 3 seasons.
Right.
So they did something else.
Right.
But it's worth watching that first episode on YouTube just to watch it, put it away. It's really just a phenomenal performance by him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, given the circumstances, that I might check that out.
Yeah.
To bring us vaguely onto the topic of painting wine, did you just go in the other room and come back with a tool specifically designed for clearing bottles?
No, it's the back of an airbrush needle.
Even better. Even better. Because I was like, that is a very bespoke bit of kit.
That is a bespoke toy.
That's a bespoke toy that you've just walked out with.
Yeah. So next thing we're doing, mate, it's an airbrush needle.
Sorry,
mate.
I'm pretending to conduct.
The problem is if you hold up any kind of airbrush implement on the screen for more than 30 seconds, people will just leave.
You don't like an airbrush?
No. People hate airbrushes.
God.
Which I'll talk about while you're doing this next phase.
Okay.
So this is... Normally it's called a wash, but this is a speed paint. So it's somewhere between a wash and an ink. Obviously, you know what that means.
Yes.
So when you wash something, you're essentially taking everything down a few stops of light. You understand that?
That one I do know.
Yeah. But a wash is also formulated so that it'll find the cracks and crevices. So what you end up with, mate, is if I do his backpack boom bap. See how it's just fucking straight away like, oh, you want some detail on that? Yeah, I got detail.
Yeah, right. It like kind of creates those natural kind of gradients.
Exactly.
It pulls in certain places and runs off other places.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
There's loads of different kinds of these. Oils and enamels are kind of a revelation when you first get into them because they are laser guided to seek out these cracks and crevices, and they'll just move like they're conscious. It's weird. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So am I giving him a wash all over?
Generally all over everything that's blue,
Probably most of it.
and then we're gonna buff him back up to a brighter colour afterwards after that's dry.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well.
So the trick is to get plenty on there, but also if it looks like it's pulled and it's going to dry,
Kind of take it off.
yeah, kind of dabble it off while it's still dry. While it's still wet, sorry. Yeah.
Should his hand be blue?
Yes.
Nice.
So just paint over it with this, and then we'll buff it up in the next phase. So you get 3 whole rounds to basically catch all the blue, which is nice.
Yeah, so
Get
like...
more on, load it up.
Yeah, there's a bit in his little bird insignia on the front, which is not a bird insignia, I'm just realising now.
It's an Aquila.
An Aquila of the Imperium.
Aquila!
Still thinking about Dune.
I thought Doom was all right.
You thought it was all right?
Yeah.
I think it's fucking phenomenal.
Have you seen any other movies before?
Are you seriously dragging Denis Villeneuve's Dune right now, mate? Is that seriously...
The first one, I've heard the second one is an improvement on the first one.
Did you not like the first Dune?
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
Okay.
It was fine.
Okay. I'm trying to formulate why I'm incensed. 'Cause my immediate reaction is just to be upset with that.
See, what you figured out is the problem with anyone who has a keyboard and the internet, mate.
Yeah.
Is when you're met with complete disinterest in something, you try and defend it. I'm like, yeah, sure.
I've become really, really disenfranchised with most of the internet of late. Like going on Twitter, which I never do anymore, or Threads, which I tried but have now had to stop, has become a really painful experience for me. Because everyone, especially on Threads, weirdly, because Threads is kind of designed so that you click into the first thing and then they have a thread. It's kind of how it's built. It's like Twitter, but with layers. Because of that, the first thing everybody says is like really clickbaity bullshit.
Okay, right.
So the first thing they say is like designed to oh, you won't believe what happens in part 2 of this thread. And it's just like 100% of them. So you can't just scroll through it. You have to like go into them to find out what they're saying.
Right.
And it's never of any use. And yeah, I found myself being really, really old man yells at cloud about it.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
fair.
think I've just had to remove myself from internet discourse of late.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
It's kind of... Everyone kind of rags on Reddit, but it feels like Reddit is genuinely...
Yeah, except that Reddit is now... Did you know that Reddit can only be indexed by Google now? There's something weird going on. Google have like bought the rights to index Reddit because they're using it to train their AI. They paid Reddit like billions of pounds to have exclusive rights to train their AI on Reddit.
That explains why Reddit stuff doesn't come up anymore since I changed my default search engine.
You changed your default engine from Google to something else?
Yes.
Bold.
There's a search engine, I think it's called Ecosia or something like that. And for every 100 searches don't count me on that number, they plant a tree or some shit,
Oh, cute.
which is quite nice.
Yeah, well, I like a few years ago, I'd have absolutely ragged on you for that, but Google has become a complete nightmare of late with all the AI stuff. Like, it's horrendous. You've seen all the, I mean, you must have done being a YouTuber, you've seen all of the stuff about them training their AI on YouTube videos without anyone's permission.
Yes.
So, like,
Yeah.
it came out that, like, OpenAI were doing it.
Right.
They were scraping transcripts of YouTube videos to train their AI.
Right,
And they asked, and, like, some investigative reporter in the US asked Google, like, how do you feel about this? And they were like, well, it's obviously against our terms of service. You absolutely can't do that. No way at all. And they were like, are you using it to train Gemini? And they were like, well, I mean, I wouldn't maybe ask me about that. Don't. We can do it because you signed your life away. So, oh, okay.
Yeah, that is kind of the problem. Is nobody reads the fucking small print.
Yeah.
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 I was having this discussion with someone about AI music recently. Firstly, I told them to shut the fuck up.
Well, you quite like that. Is it Suno?
Suno.
Suno that you
Yeah,
like?
yeah, I love AI music.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like, please let musicians have AI music. It's the only fun we've had in a very long time with music. But also, it seems to only take from people who have record labels and the record labels that have agreed to participate in it. The same record labels that are whinging they're going to lose money from it.
Yeah, they're just selling all of their clients' data to these big companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a serious issue where, like, none of the people producing content are getting compensated for their stuff being used to create these models, and all of these companies on both sides are making billions of dollars hands over fist.
Yeah.
But the solace we can take is that it's probably only got another couple of years in it before the whole internet collapses in on itself.
Yes.
And then nobody wins.
The AI tools just take all the tools off us.
Yeah, well, the AI tools start training themselves on themselves.
Yes.
And then the whole internet becomes a cesspit of nonsense that means nothing to anyone.
Essentially what it is now.
Basically.
When the AI starts to self-reference
Yeah.
and regurgitate
Which it
the
is
same old shit,
already
basically
doing.
you have the music industry.
How many R's in strawberry, mate? You seen that one? Every AI that exists can't tell you how many R's are in strawberry. It tells you that there are 2 when there are 3. And you say, no, there's 3. And it goes, actually, no, there's 2. I can see why you might be confused, but actually there are 2 R's in strawberry.
There are 3, right?
There are 3, yes. STRAWBERRY.
Yeah.
And it's because when people ask that question,
Yeah.
generally speaking, they're talking about the 2 R's together. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
how many R's in berry?
Yeah.
Is it 1 or 2? And so it's only looking at that and not thinking about the first R at all. But it will just gaslight you. It's the problem with AI.
Fucking hell.
It's just like, no, I see where you may have got the wrong end of the stick
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
but
yeah.
actually there are 2 R's in strawberry.
Yeah.
Anyway, spray that thing.
Spray it.
Spray it with air.
Got a bit thick on it, aren't you?
No. No. I use so little. How can it possibly be thick? There's no way.
Put that down. So we're going to go back to our blue again. Just
Sky blue.
It's all fucking blue, isn't it?
It is all blue.
It is all blue.
The funny thing is, like, these diluted versions of just blue
Yeah.
look exactly the same colour as sky blue to me.
Huh.
Like this, and this.
Feels about right. Okay.
That's fun, though. I haven't done any of that.
Or painted your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's too much.
But yeah, I really like the way that darker inky thing
Yeah.
has filled in, like, the little dots on the back of his boom bat there.
His little boom bat. Yeah. Hopefully those are dry.
They don't look dry.
They don't look dry, do they?
if we're being honest.
We're being completely honest with each other, which we definitely should be.
We should be always.
I think that's about right. So you see the motion I've got?
Yes.
All in the fingers.
Are you hitting it on the upstroke as well?
I'm hitting on the upstroke as well.
Okay.
I'm just choosing where I place it, and I am being really gentle. Like, hold your finger out. That's what I'm doing, mate.
Oh, Tickly.
It is tickly, isn't it?
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Stop being a dick and you might get a bit more of that later.
What?
So this is at the point where it is basically dry brushing now. Like, instead of over brushing.
It is?
Like that, yeah. And we're just trying to, I suppose, buff the areas where the light might catch. So if you see on his shoulder pad there, we've kind of gone heavier at the top and less heavy on the bottom. So now you are into the territory of building light. Values.
I like your video on that as well, mate. Okay, I've taken more paint off than I added there.
That's fine, just go somewhere else, let it dry. What was the video on light? Oh, the one I did on lights.
Yeah, no, not your new one that you did on lights like these.
Yeah.
The video that you did like ages ago about highlighting. You did one about specifically this. I promise you did.
Oh, I'm sure I did. I'm with you.
Trying to remember what it was called, but yeah, you did. It was about like emulating a specific light source.
Oh, object source lighting.
Object source lighting.
With the
That's
Tomb Raider
the one.
models.
Yes, yeah. That was cool because they came out really well. I remember
did.
you were super worried about what they were going to look like, given that it was the crux of the whole video that they looked like they were in light, and you were like, I'm not sure.
I'm not entirely sure.
But they look great.
They did look alright, didn't they? I think there's still one surviving upstairs.
I think maybe this is still wetter than it should be.
Is it wetter? Wetter the better.
Wetter is better.
Is it wetter digital, mate? Give me a... No, I think that's fine.
No, I don't think it's the paint. I think it's the undertone.
Or the model.
Yeah.
Give it a little blast, mate.
Give it a little blast, mate. Cover your ears, kids.
So loud.
So loud. I'll take a sip of this here Red Bull. What a placement. Max Verstappen. I don't even like Max Verstappen. Oscar Piastri, world champion 2025.
Shut up.
We get to see what the Formula One Warhammer Venn diagram looks like.
It's probably higher than we think.
I would imagine so. They're both very, very nerdy things.
Right. Come here, mate. Come here.
Okay.
Look, come. When we're doing it, we need to be gentle enough. You know these dark patches we've got? Thanks to the
we
ink?
don't want to pull them out.
Don't want to pull those out too much. So if you feel like you're in danger of doing that,
Don't.
also just cover it with that fucking out while we're there.
That hand. I'm going to give him a fucking red glove.
You gonna give him a red glove? Well, I'm not getting up and there's no red paint.
What about a dragon's gold glove?
You can give him a gold, like a Michael Jackson style glove.
Yeah. Just because I noticed that we've got dragon's gold.
That's for his Aquila. Right, do you want to finish him off? Go nice and light with it.
Been meaning to ask, fuck is this? What is this?
Painting handle.
A painting handle.
Painting handle.
Because I saw a lot of them, and they don't look like they don't belong like on a game board. Mm-hmm. They look like they're kind of part of scenery.
They could be, couldn't they?
Yeah, it wasn't until I saw you painted with them that I was like,
It's like every accessory that Games Workshop does needs to tie into the fucking IP somehow.
yeah, because they could have made this very functional.
Yes.
I mean, it's not functional, I suppose.
The newer one they've done is more functional, but it does look like a butt plug.
Yeah, this would be quite an aggressive button.
Yes, it certainly would be ambitious. But all their stuff, like I've got really nice carry cases that I used to get at half price through a trade account. But I wouldn't be fucking seen out in public with them because they're covered in skulls and aquillas and shit. And
He's going to have a very dark Aquila. Although it's going to be gold, isn't it?
It's gonna be gold.
How the fuck is it going to be gold, by the way? His gun is well in the way.
Well, that's the man that posed him.
I didn't know. I wasn't pre-warned about... I was not pre-warned that I was giving myself a hard time.
Yes, but after you'd finished, you immediately said the opposite of what I wanted to do, which was, I should paint this next time. So you knew it was coming.
Hey, look, mate, if you've got a better idea...
We're here now. Oh, no. You get the airbrush out.
Stay! Airbrushing does seem like a lot of fun. Do you think it's too fun? Do you think that's the problem? It's like, because this is objectively painful.
Yeah.
Airbrushing makes it like too easy, too much fun. It's like if you airbrush it, you're just cheating, and that's why people
No,
don't like
with
it.
an airbrush clogs, it is. I have debated my own existence whilst trying to clear an airbrush clog. Don't forget a backpack, mate.
Yeah, it's still a bit wet. I'm just kind of giving it.
It's just shiny, mate.
Giving it some time.
It's just
I don't like what I've done with this shoulder. I've moved a load of paint out the way and created like a wall of paint.
Yeah,
and then
that was definitely you that did that. Yeah,
I've been sabotaged.
sabotage.
Just gonna be a bit. See if I can fix this. Be a bit.
You can't fix that.
Okay.
But we're not going to worry about that, mate.
No, we're not.
We're not. We're just going to make sure he's leaning on the wall when we take pictures of him at the end.
That was all right though.
Have a little look-see. Yeah, looks fine.
It's getting there. I like. It's smart, isn't it? How this dry brushing hits certain bits, and the ink bits hit other bits, and there's almost like no crossover. Like you really have to try
Yeah.
to fuck it up. Like the little circular grate thing there.
Like in general, you wouldn't hit that. No.
Yeah,
So
very nice. Yeah. See, it's doing the thing. It's quite satisfying. Where there's because I was kicking off about all the little highlighty bits, all the like details, because you look at a backpack like that,
the backpack boom
the
bap.
boom bap, just like that, and you think if I have to like get in there with a tiny paintbrush and like actively hit all of those details, that is like near impossible and a nightmare.
Yeah.
But you can just do this, and then you end up doing these little edge highlights.
Technically, it's not an edge highlight.
I'm gonna do some of that at the end, though. Don't you worry.
Nice.
You and your dyspraxia are gonna love that.
Buzzing.
Gonna fucking swallow the brush probably. Cool. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we're aiming for, which is something that comes with practice, is knowing when to stop when you've got the opacity you want.
Yeah.
So what we have with this guy is essentially a subtle gradient of dark to light, and that's all about the amount of time you spend applying it. And then I've just done some edge trim afterwards to pop the edges. But again, it's stuff that you just get with time. So the last one to do, and we want to get very little of this on, is plain old turquoise.
Turquoise. Shall I give this a wishy-washy? Bishy-bashy?
No.
No.
Nope, that would make it not a dry brush.
That's true. That would be wet, wouldn't it? That would be a wet brush.
Yeah, there is some big moves going on at the minute.
Wet dry brushing.
Yeah, super best friend Byron, who owns these brushes, ironically, and sent me those. Thank you, Byron. Basically sent fucking tsunamis across the internet when he was like, you're dry brushing wrong. What do you mean? Get it wet. Madman. And his stuff is...
That is bait, to be fair.
It is bait as fuck.
That's bait.
But he's right, and it does work. But I myself cannot do it, and I don't know anyone who can do it. Because
Except for Byron.
just Byron can do it. I'm going to get him over to teach me at some point. Maybe sit him there.
Oh, hi, Byron. So, a little bit on a brush some off there, then brush on my hand until it's all gone and put it on.
Say, give it a solid dunk. So you want to start with quite a bit. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Then start working it off onto the papier. Circular motions. There we go. And then every so often apply it to your hand, see how you feel. Fuck that, back to that.
That's a lot of paint. Look at that amount of paint.
That's a lot of paint.
It looks so much worse on the camera.
Fuck me, are we painting a cabinet or a model, mate? Come on.
Ooh, that's... No, there's still paint on that brush.
Way too much.
Wouldn't want paint on the brush, would we?
No, we wouldn't.
We're doing painting something. Fucking hell. Oh, how about that?
Too much.
Okay.
Needs to feel like a slight dusting.
Feels like it should just fucking not put any paint on the brush in the first place, to be honest with you.
But it needs to go into all the bristles so it applies evenly. Too much.
I like having a Jim from The Office camera.
Which one's that?
That one.
That one.
Every time you say anything to me, I just...
Try it in your hand.
Let me guess, not enough.
That's getting there.
Okay.
All right, let me.
Oh, now.
No,
Take it. So this is basically same shit, different paint.
Same shit. Well, actually, no, not same shit. Different paint.
Different shit, different paint.
So that's about as much as I would want to do to that shoulder pad.
So this is like the lightest of the lights.
This is the lightest of the lights, which covers the least amount of space. So that's kind of that, really. You were going for there? So it's just maybe 20% of that pauldron is covered.
Okay. So I want to do kind of anything that's visible top down.
Yeah, so like his knees got it there.
Yeah.
Top of his shoulder pad there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top of his head.
Top of his head.
Little jet packs on his boom bat.
His little boom backpack. Push off.
Just a little bit on his end there.
Just a little tickle. Don't forget the front of his face, mate. The little.
Whoa. He is leaning back, so makes sense.
Yeah.
Top of the arm there.
Tippy toppy.
Just on there. Like
Back.
on his back. Boom bat. Maybe I'll just do. Maybe.
Speaking of AI, Adobe Podcast is going to love whatever you just did there.
Turn it into a fucking TED Talk from the 90s.
Yep,
Yeah.
I think so.
I think he looked better before. But sometimes you have to make things worse before you can make them better. Right? Come on, mate. I'm a real boy with feelings.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything. So I'll tidy up a little bit. There's not enough paint on this bush, mate. What are you doing?
Do you want some of my hand?
I remember the first time I actually painted in a Games Workshop once, and he seemed like a nice kid. But his brush was like up to the fucking fingers with metal paint on it, and he was licking his brush to moisturize it,
Oh my God.
which is fairly standard.
But like once you've put paint on it, you're just licking paint off a brush, aren't you?
The idea is you don't have that much paint on your brush as much as he did. So I only normally have a little bit on, and then once I've done some painting, we'll get the point back and rehydrate it. But this guy was fucking eating paint, and he had paint all around his fucking mouth, and no one was saying anything. And someone offered him a biscuit, and he was just like, "Oh, it looks like you've already eaten, Ryan. It looks like you've already eaten. Are you okay?" "Yep." Cool. I'm not fucking touching that. I'm not opening that can of worms. These paints are non-toxic, so
Yeah, well, I mean, they would have to be, right?
fuck. Yeah,
Given
people are literally eating paint in the shop in front of the staff. It's like, well,
Yeah, you can't give the Games Workshop employees a duty of care
no.
to make sure no one's poisoning themselves with paint.
No, he genuinely looked like fucking Witness Me, Half-Life War Boys. It was chrome paint all around his face. Yeah.
Fun.
Cool. I think we've got that pretty good. And what we're going to do, maybe we'll get a brew glaze to bring everything together a bit.
A brew glaze?
A blue.
A blue glaze?
Yeah.
No R's involved.
No R's involved.
Blue glaze.
How many R's are in
How many R's in blue glaze, Gemini? Wait a second, why is there a laptop in front of me? What's going on here? Oh, Christ.
Only I can answer that.
Hello there, Tony. How's it going?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. They let you out, did they?
Well, I know. I just been to get some lunch.
No, you just popped out.
Yeah, I popped out for try that new vegan place with the vegan Palo Pomodoro.
Okay. What are you doing here, mate?
What am I doing here? Well, I'm here to talk to you and everybody else about our super best friends and the whaling games.
I actually love whaling games.
Really?
Yeah, they're my favourite place to buy anything related to this nonsense.
Have you ever bought anything before?
I don't know. That's,
Joke's on you, because you're about to.
Am I? I'm going to get some stuff, am I?
Well, probably.
Probably.
What?
What am I doing on this website? There's so many things on here already.
There's a lot of colourful things. How nice is that new website design?
Is this one new? It's very nice. It looks very
Went live at
official.
Christmas. Went live at Christmas.
Christmas? I mean, that's less than a year. That's like, in Dave terms, you would know, eh? Because, I mean, how old are you?
53.
50. You got a lot of, like, mottling on your skin. You want to sort that out.
I'm sorry, did you just fuck? Right, let's take a look at this website.
Yeah, let's.
Am I right to think that you're painting your first model?
I am. I built my first model, but maybe I'm considering expanding on my horizons, you know? So there's a button on here that says Getting Started.
Getting started.
Probably a good place for me. Probably with painting and building.
Painting and building. That's the essential stuff. They got a wide range. They got a wide selection. Glues, brushes, paints, brushes, glue. Tamiya glue.
Tamiya glue. Extra thin cement quick set.
That's the one I think you've been using there.
I have. It's hazardous.
Well, yeah, no.
So this thick super glue
Thick super glue.
for only £5, that's not too bad. How much do you think, how much stuff do you reckon you could glue with that?
I wouldn't put a fence up with it, but I build an army with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm noticing there's a lot of discounts on here straight off the bat.
Oh, yeah. Up to 20%, in fact, across all the popular brands, including Games Workshop, and additional discounts on stuff like Malifaux, Infinity, and card games.
Wow.
Yeah. Put it in the basket.
Okay, I'll add it to basket. I'm going to add this synthetic base brush extra large to the basket.
As a vegan, that's a good shout for you. You don't want to get the sable brushes because that's made with the animals.
Yeah, that is actually quite important to me that I don't get.
That is anything, but obviously they sell sable brushes and it's totally fine.
I'm gonna add an insane detail brush.
An insane detail brush.
Yeah.
All right.
We've got to get some Tamiya as well.
Gotta get some Tamiya. Well, how much have you got in your card at the minute?
Right now, my cart is £15.73, which you can see.
We ain't leaving here until we spend £20 because you get free shipping on orders over £20 in the UK.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to need a painting handle as well.
Yes.
And return items for up to 60 days. Not that I would need to.
I mean, you don't have them yet, but...
What's green stuff?
Good question.
I thought so. What
else we got?
Oh, well, we got paint rack storage.
So you got to store it when you buy it.
I am going to have to store it. Otherwise, my girlfriend would be quite upset with me if I just showed up with a slack handful of paints.
You have a girlfriend? Paint set.
That's appealing.
Paint does set. Once it's dried,
Oh, okay. Pro Acryl. That's what we've been using here today. Is Pro Acryl fluorescent sets.
1 second, my back. Oh, Pro Acryl. That's the bees' wings and the bird's knees. That is.
Yeah, well, we've got a fluorescent set here, or we've got an Army Painter speed paint starter set.
Speed paint start. I love the speed paints.
Yeah. For a man of little patience like myself, I think that might be the way to go.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to bash that in the basket now.
Best end of the best. I think we used some speed paints on this.
Yeah, I recognise that. There might be some just there. Yeah, there we go. Speed paint tidal wave.
Whoa.
There's a mega set.
There's a mega set with one of everything.
Oh my goodness. That is exciting.
By an airbrush.
Is that? Oh, that's this Green Stuff World's mega paint set. There's 48 different paints in there.
And each stuff we're making the well.
Yeah.
I think there might be a Warhammer starter paint set on this page somewhere.
A Warhammer starter paint set is right at the top there. Is it this one? Paints and tools set.
That's the one. You want some essential tools?
I do. I need essential tools.
Yeah.
That's 15% off.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. So I'm adding that in.
I'm something of an essential tool myself.
Right. Paints, brushes, glues. Anything else you think I'm going to need?
I think you're going to want some models.
Some models is probably good.
And you know what I think you need?
What's that?
I can tell already. You got the hands of an artisan. You got the hands of a painter. If you were Sicilian, you'd be in a gallery.
I get that.
I think you should go to the main tippy top of the page and you should click on Infinity.
The tippy top of the Whaling Games.
Tippy top of it.
Plus Belly Infinity.
Oh yeah, Corvus Pork Belly, yeah.
Corvus Pork Belly's Infinity. Invincible Army Action Pack.
You ever heard of Infinity?
Not in this context, no.
No.
The concept of Infinity.
Oh, the concept of Infinity.
In general, I'm familiar with, yeah.
So you're an Infinity kind of guy.
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there a specific Infinity that you would recommend?
Well, it's basically the ones you think that look cool. There's a lot of different types with different strokes for different folks.
Okay.
You can have kind of semi-sexy anime chicks. You can have big robot guys. You can have all sorts of stuff.
I found an Invincible Army Action Pack, which seems to have both and all of those things.
Yeah, and it's invincible, so you're never going to lose a game.
Never going to lose a game.
That's
never going to
perfect.
break a model. I think that's perfect.
That's pay to win.
I'm going to add to basket.
You get it in the basket. And how much is that?
That's $69.30. 10% off.
$69.30 at 10% off. You know what that means?
What's that?
You're going to earn 69 loyalty points.
Oh, there's a loyalty scheme.
Oh.
I love a loyalty scheme.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
What's your favorite loyalty scheme?
I used to like Subway before they ruined it. There is one question that I have that I'd like cleared up.
Okay.
How do I know that I can trust Wayland Games?
I didn't know you can trust Wayland Games.
Yeah, I'm about to send them £159.04 of my hard-earned money. How do I know that I can trust them explicitly?
The main thing you're going to find is some dedicated support with a 4.9 stars on Trustpilot with over 30,000 reviews.
That is basically exactly what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. That's good news. Mm-hmm. That's good news. It says here 5 stars on 40,000 reviews, actually.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, these brain guidelines need updating. That's even better than what I said.
They've had it bumped up, mate. They're up to a full 5.
That's insane.
And I believe that's out of 5 as well, so that's basically perfect.
Yes, I mean, I probably wouldn't be singing its praises if it was 4.9 out of 10.
No. Right. Anything else you reckon I need on here?
Will they do Pokemon cards?
Oh!
Pokemon, yeah.
I love Pokemon cards.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Yes.
Oh, they got like big boxes and stuff.
Oh,
Big boxes of Pokemon cards. Oh my god, they sell video games on here?
Well, let's switch it up.
Scarlet and Violet were okay. I 100%ed one of them, got the Pokedex on there, that was
Is
good.
this Pac-Man or is this
Yeah, there's a bit further ahead than Pac-Man. How old were you again?
53?
53. Maybe this is what we need to get you into it, mate. Pokemon trading card, My First Battle, Bulbasaur and Pikachu. Or would you
Maybe I
prefer...
can get that. Maybe I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll buy that.
Maybe- I'll tell you
time
what.
I'll get my son to talk to me again.
Tell you what, Tony,
What?
you've been so good, so helpful to me today. You're doing such a good job as an ambassador for Wayland Games.
I know.
I'm going to buy this for you
Okay.
because it's 10% off.
Okay.
So I'm basically losing money if I don't buy it.
Well, exactly. They kind of got everything. They got card games. They got Lego. They got toys. They got Switch games. They got Pokemons. They got Wargaming stuff. They got Gundam.
Gundam.
Now where the Gundam?
Can you buy gun cannon on here?
I'm pretty sure let's look for a gun cannon.
There he is.
Gun cannon.
Gun cannon. There he is.
Now where the Gundam?
£24. That's actually a pretty good deal. Because £192 now.
It's £192, but you know how many loyalty points that is?
Is it 192?
It is, and I'll shut you down, man. Right, I'm going to go now.
Okay, thanks, Tony.
Are you going to buy that?
Yeah, definitely.
Get it done. Right, I'm out of here.
Bye, Tony.
Bye, my kid.
It's been a pleasure.
Because you know stuff costs less at Wayland. Wayland.
Well, that was weird.
Okay, so this is one of Big Dunk's glazes.
Duncan Rod.
Duncan Red.
Shit's blue, mate. we pulled out so much of this. That's like 3 models worth. I mean, I guess you don't normally do these one at a time, do you?
No. We can always beg them.
You know what we should have done?
What we
We should start again, mate. You should have done one of these, and I'll do one of these at the same time.
I have done one of these.
Well, yeah, but we should have done it at the same time.
No, I did think about painting at the same time, but then it might as well just be a stream where we don't.
It's
engage
true, we
with
wouldn't have been talking.
Yeah. So a glaze is kind of like a wash, but no.
It looks a bit thicker.
It is thicker, yeah. So I think it's the same medium as all the other acrylic paints, but with less pigment in. And what we're essentially doing,
Just downward strokes, do you reckon?
not necessarily, you can treat it like a wash application, but it's much thinner in terms of its pigment density.
Okay. And this is supposed to kind of tie them together, the different colours?
Yeah, so you're raising the brightness of the darks and you're dimming the highlights, essentially, so you're bringing them closer together.
Okay.
There is a proper way to apply it, which is very slow and very painful. But fuck that. And you just want to make sure, where you can, that it's not sitting thickly on the surface. Otherwise, it then becomes its own colour.
Yeah, you want it highlighting existing colour rather than... Should I put more on, do you think?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do this thing that you did where you pull it off the main pile into a smaller pile.
Yeah.
You should give him a nicer brush.
It's glazes. It's fine. It's fine. It's just glazes. I'll give him a nice brush for the edge highlighting later on. Get a bit more, get some water on that brush and dab it off. Got to rehydrate. There you go, mate. There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, got a nice point back.
Oh, get yourself
Okay.
get yourself some more. Treat
I'm
yourself.
You know, I'm getting mixed messages here. Sometimes don't you fucking dare put any paint on that brush. Sometimes not enough paint on the
But
brush.
these are completely different techniques, mate.
Yes.
It's like if I was learning to drive for the first time and you were just shouting at me different speed limits and I didn't understand anything that was happening. And I got a brain injury. No offence.
You're saying it like it's something that we've done, mate. I've never shouted at you, I wasn't there.
No, you were really impressed when I drove your car for the first time.
Yes. I mean, you know, you may not have actually got a license, but you have been in plenty of cars.
Designated driver on Halo 9.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure that
20 years ago, but
I'm sure that you've driven enough warthogs in your life to be able to work out how it works.
yeah, basically, yeah.
My new car's automatic, you know, when it drives itself, basically, it's
basically a
pretty sick.
warthog.
Basically a warthog, mate.
Yeah. I had a lot of requests to get Luke on.
Yes, I'd love to get Luke on, honestly. I got on really well with Luke. Not sure if he got on well with me, but there we go.
He did. He did like you.
That was good. Went to his house.
To go to his house.
Filmed you guys painting in his kitchen. He was very accommodating.
Yeah. I think on most of the B-roll he was actually following you around while you were trying to film him, which was very
Yeah, he was trying to watch what I was doing with the filming.
He was just
very interested in the process, wasn't he?
Yeah, we're talking about Geek Gaming Scenics, by the way, if everyone's forgotten who Luke is. But yeah, there's so much B-roll of you trying to get a shot, and he just walks into frame and he's talking directly down the barrel.
Get some B-roll, mate.
What's focus breathing like on that? Just fucking sit and paint, man.
I'm also not the guy to talk to about those things.
No?
No, I kind of like, and this I don't mean this in the way that it's going to come across. I kind of come from the Casey Neistat school of filmmaking, which is to say that I could give a fuck about, like, the specifics of anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about what you can actually achieve with the tools.
Unless it's microphones.
Well, the microphones is all about aesthetics.
I know.
We're making a podcast. Although, to be fair, if I had a microphone here, that would be a pain in the ass. So for this particular scenario, I will admit that you're probably correct.
Yes.
But I think, and hey, get involved in the comments. I think that because this is a podcast, we should have microphones in shot in front of our mouths. But let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know. Also, if you're still here, we're probably about halfway through the video right now, maybe a little bit more. Have you learned anything? Are you just judging me?
Lorna, have you learned anything?
I think so.
Yeah?
Not much.
Nothing I fucking care about.
Nothing I'm going to use.
You're next.
Shit.
This has actually created quite a nice effect, I think.
It certainly has.
Even in my untrained hands.
Have you got coverage everywhere?
I think so. I'm just going to get a last little bit down here.
That's little tiddle tinks.
And then I'm going to go just up his little willy.
Right up there.
Right up inside there.
With the swab.
With a swab. Yeah, you know, that genuinely has kind of tied it together.
Yeah. He didn't get a glaze because I forgot to do it, but I probably will.
He looks like he isn't glazed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that when you first pointed out the glaze.
Well, you haven't fucking done a glaze.
Well, you
I know my
fucking-
glaze is.
Hey, but look, in the last several rounds of painting things, we've managed to make that hand blue.
There you go.
We got there eventually, guys.
Yeah.
Blue hand.
Blue hand.
There you go. Fixed it, mate.
Yeah, fixed it. It's basically perfect already. Cut print
Basically.
Emmy, mate.
Cut print and May. And we need to find tiny dwyer bush.
Little. Oh!
It's tiny. It's so tiny. It's almost.
That looks like at some point that was a paintbrush.
It does, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like
Yeah,
somebody took a regular paintbrush and just kind of like over trimmed it.
No, it has always looked like this, and it does in fact look completely fucking useless. But as we're about to see, it's only half useless.
Is this how we get the little edge highlighted?
This is how we're going to attempt some little edgy edges, mate. You being the edge lord you are, you're going to enjoy this. So we get a bit of Big Dunk's White Star.
Big Dunk's getting a lot of promo. To be fair, I bet Big Dunk gets a lot of promo across the board, doesn't he?
Generally, yeah. Yeah. But they were very nice to us at the factory.
They were lovely, yeah. Really, really good.
Then we'll go and get Some of it's blue, some of it's white.
Mixing.
But the colours won't be consistent when you paint the next one. Spoiler alert, you ain't painting the next one.
Yeah, that is the main advantage of this scenario.
Yes.
You know, it adds a bit of realism, doesn't it, if they're all slightly different from each other?
It does, yeah. The thing people forget about military uniforms is that they get covered in shit and piss.
You said that last time, specifically shit and piss, the moment you get out on a battlefield.
Yeah. My mum, who does, she's been a seamstress before, basically she had to do some period costumes at one point, and someone was saying, this isn't the right colour. And she said, well, who's wearing it? Well, it'd be some 14-year-old conscript, like 300 years ago. Yeah. And he's been in Spain how long? 2 years. Yeah. It's covered in his own shit and piss. And he's been out in the sun. And he probably cleans it with piss. So yeah, what we're going to do here, mate? What was that? Some piss? Is get most of this off to a degree. And I am absolutely going to fuck this up the first time I do it. You okay, mate?
Yeah, I just almost got paint on my nice dungers, mate.
Your dungers? What we're going to do is...
Okay, so this is like really, really rimming it.
Yeah. Actually, literally rimming it.
Literally getting a rim.
But if you do it from the side, you should be
Pacific
safe.
Rim.
The Pacific Rim. You should be safe. And only really go for areas where you think you're going to be fine. Just catch the corner there, sort of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, you're absolutely just catching the edges. This doesn't hold much paint, so you are going to need to keep coming back to the palette, get the crap off, and then go again.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you judge what edges you can get comfortably. Unless you want me to teach you edge highlighting while we're here as well.
Well, talk to me about edge highlighting while I'm doing it. Oh.
Maybe let's not do edge highlighting. I'll try and find a picture.
Oh my goodness.
You okay, hun?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, imagine being me and trying to do it.
I'm just there's too much paint on the brush is the problem.
Oh, there's too much now, mate. Let's have a look.
That.
Oh, that's all right. I've seen worse than that. So this is edge highlighting.
That's pretty, isn't it?
It is quite pretty.
Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is you take your most extreme brightness of the base colour you have and just essentially paint along the edges with a regular ass brush, which I think we can have a go at.
Honestly, I mean, this is now that I've actually got the correct amount of paint on the brush, it's looking all right.
Got a fucking model in front of me that's edge highlighted. I don't know why I did that.
He's very highlighted.
He's super contrasty and scratchy. But again, he took an hour, so I'm not going to
Oh yeah.
beat myself up on that.
I should probably put some more paint on this, but I'm genuinely terrified. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going to happen? Just word or hard work.
Would you like me to show you the earliest miniature I painted that I still have?
Yes. Go grab that for me.
Will that make you feel better?
Honestly, yes.
Yes.
Much.
I'll show you one from 5 years ago, which will definitely make you feel better.
Okay. What? Just an actively bad one.
Oh, yeah.
It's just every time I apply paint to the model, I feel like I'm making it worse. Every single thing that I'm doing from this point. Because after we did the glaze, I was quite happy with it.
No. Smart.
It's a fine art, isn't it, mate?
Is it? Yes.
It requires a level. Like I know I shouldn't expect to just be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of doing this is that I can't do this, right?
Yes,
That's
yeah.
why we're here.
Yeah. Well, not in a point and laugh kind of way, but
No, but you know, in a to show what somebody with absolutely no experience or knowledge in this can achieve.
yeah, I think
With £200 worth of paint.
it's
And a very well versed master of
Yeah.
coinage.
It's just a process of practice. It's like every creative thing. It's all about iteration and improving on the iterative process every time. Like, here's the earliest Space Marine I have.
Is he burnt on purpose?
Nope. Nope. My dad used to insist we made like homemade washes, which was just black paint and water, which didn't work so well.
Right. So this is like literally from when you were a youth.
This is me as a child, yeah.
Has this got like tape around it? Oh, it's a sticker.
Yeah, it's a sticker. Probably a cutout from a magazine. But yeah, and all of them are naturally completely different colours.
Yeah.
And this is what I did when I first got back into it. And it's
just a bit one-dimensional, isn't he?
Yeah.
Based on, compared to that.
yeah, compared to that.
But I can tell you've not done like 4 of the things that you've got me doing here.
Yes. Yeah, ultimately, I think they're very similar, but one of them has just more experience behind it and understanding that.
Yeah, well, it really does come down to the fine details, I think, doesn't it? That's what makes a model really pop, is when you've nailed things like the edge highlighting, which makes sense as to why I felt like I was doing okay until we had to do this.
Yeah. I think you've do enough there. Do you want to experiment with some edging? Some actual...
Yes.
I mean, we're here now, aren't we?
On camera.
On camera. Thank you. It's essential to get a point.
Yeah.
It's fine. You need a point for this.
I'm not here to judge.
Yeah. So,
I'm here to learn.
I'm here to learn. Feels about right-ish. Find ourselves a crispy edge. That'll do. And donk on that, mate. Back it up like a Tonka
So
truck.
this is actual edge highlighting.
This is actual edge
What
highlighting.
I was doing before was like baby's first edge highlighting.
I would say you were dry brushing the edges,
Okay.
which is predominantly what I did with that one that we're kind of basing this technique off.
Yeah.
But as long as you're going with the side of the brush, it doesn't end up that bad. And like there, I would say I fucked up, but ultimately, who can see it from that far away? Arm's length is the standard to go for. You get a little... This is where it gets a little bit spicy. It's when there's not an obvious edge to lean into. And the paint is too thin there. Go a little bit more and then more.
Okay. Let's have a little go.
Yep.
See if I can. Okay. So we're gonna
Think side of the brush where you can. And I always touch the brush to the base before I apply it to the model. Just to see how much is going to come off. You don't need to brush it, just touch it.
Yeah, I'm just...
You. And that also gets the excess moisture off and gives you your point of the brush back as well. So it is a fine art, mate. It's a fucking faff as well, is what it is. Could be doing anything.
certainly applied paint. Made it worse.
Let me show you. Okay, we all get tempted by the darkness sometimes, mate. So side. See, now I've fucked it up. Well, we do it together. Actually, no, it's pretty crispy. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But like, there's people that would comfortably be able to do all those lines and around there, and you know the little and I'm sure they're lovely people, but they can get fucked.
It's that meme. You see this? That's shit. This is bullshit. Right. Okay.
Just do a couple more.
I'm just gonna try and mirror what you did.
But there you go. The mistake that I made early on, and what a lot of people make, is to not thin the paint enough, and you end up with it goes on really fucking opaque.
Yeah.
It's all about kind of keeping the moisture from the water rather than the body of paint, if that makes sense.
Bad.
We can move on if you want.
Yeah, but let me just make it worse first.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well, don't forget we've got to slap some gold paint on yet. That's definitely
No, okay, I made that so much worse. Excellent, nice. Edge highlighting.
Edge highlighting, it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, I mean, I totally see how if you were good at it.
I don't do it often, it's a treat for me because it takes up so much fucking concentration to not shake while I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. So, like, this guy, the only edge highlighting he's got is there, there, and maybe on his knees a bit. That's it.
I think, little and
it's
tasteful is
the hard
good.
corners is basically what we
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Let's move away from this.
Let's get out of here, mate.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
We'll go get some goldy gold, mate. Got some gold on there. Got a skull in there, mate. From the Schoolmaster 2000. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, that's really cool. Did that video come out?
Because it fucking did.
I can't remember. You got a cease and desist about it, didn't you? Yes. In the paint bottles, I'm sure everyone knows this, but it was cool to me. In the paint bottles, instead of the little ball bearing, they have little skulls that they use to rattle around.
Little steel skulls.
Super cool. Wow. So this is where it goes wrong for real.
Could do.
Yeah, because this is where you have to apply a colour to a specific area, and you don't want to get it on the rest of the area.
No.
And if you do, you can't just blend it in with the rest of the colours.
Essentially, yes, because we've gone from darkest to lightest on the blue armour. Undoing that, unless you're very quick with your fingers or a cotton swab or something, that's going to stick. So, but this is your first model, so...
It is. I mean, I suppose it would be a miracle if it was actually good.
And I know there's paint called, like, two thin coats, but honestly, there's just...
Honestly, it's kind of a one thin coat situation.
There's only so many years on the clock left, isn't there, really, for me? So let's just get into it. And yeah, it's a patience thing.
How long did it take you to do the other guy?
2 hours. And I did a squad of them a while back to try out this initial technique. That was about 3 hours.
To do a whole squad?
Yeah, a squad of 5 it was. But I'm trying to emulate Blue Marines, how they looked when I was a kid, which is very popping, very primary.
Yeah.
Very colourful. And I like them to look like toys. I'm happy with that. So yeah, have a little go on that, mate. Pull it from this area where it's not diluted as much.
From the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's a very nice colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do the rim of his shoulder here.
What might be... Yeah, I was going to say,
Try
brace your hand against the rest of your hand, or however is most comfortable. And just keep all the control into fingers. It's interesting watching how you paint with your arm, not your fingers.
Because I'm doing this.
Yeah. How do you write? Do you write with your arm?
Like that.
Yeah,
The
okay.
wrist, certainly,
In the
not
wrist.
the fingers. But my handwriting's bad, so...
Yeah, so is mine. I've got serial killer handwriting. Since I got MS, I have to write in caps. So everything's just so aggressive.
I really want to get in here.
Don't risk it. We don't have to risk it.
I won't then. Thank you.
You have to factor in that you're only going to look at it generally from the front, and if anyone comes up into your
Can this
personal
bit be
space,
gold?
and what's that?
This bit.
Yeah, probably.
What is it?
I don't know.
It's gold now.
You put it on there. The anyone who's picking up your model gets a slap, and they don't get to ask questions.
Actually,
So,
no, I'm not going to make it gold.
not going to make it gold. Might be a purity seal, mate.
I know where the purity seals are. They're at the bottom.
First Warhammer animation is out with a female Custodes in it, mate.
Oh, what?
Yeah. On their little Warhammer Plus thing, they have animations that are supposed to be monthly, I think, but they're more of a abstract concept.
More of
when
an
they're released.
as and when kind of situation.
Yeah. Cease and desist everyone else doing fan animations, and then completely grind to a halt your own production. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got a little bit on the wrong place.
So look.
Just a little bit.
Let Grandad have a look. It's fine. We'll cover it with a wash later.
Okay, Grandad. Sorry, Grandad.
Let's get some plaster on it. Come on.
Oh,
You okay?
I'd love to say I'm making these noises for content, but I'm really not.
You're not?
No, I really wish I had any control over my fucking mouth. Make my life a lot easier in a lot of ways.
You certainly would, mate.
Okay, no. Okay.
No?
Any other gold?
Yeah, man.
Purity seals.
No?
No?
No, the Aquila on his chest.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to have a go?
Honestly, I'm going to give it a go because...
You want to give it a go?
Yeah, because it is hidden. So, like, if it's bad, like you say...
Do you want a smaller brush?
I think I'll need a smaller brush, yeah.
I need a smaller brush.
Let me... Any other gold? Just because I put
Yeah, that bit on there.
this top bit.
Yeah, the toppy tip.
Yay.
Yeah, man.
Let me just...
Don't forget the back.
Well, I was going to use the change brush now. I just wanted to get the paint off here. Where's the little one?
Well, you could try a bit harder to get the paint off there, though, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could do. Piss. Fuck my shit on.
You okay, mate?
Yeah, just covering his chin in gold a little bit.
He's just been eating paint like that kid in Games Workshop. The fucking faces you're pulling.
Right, I think that might be...
Something. You got it? I think that's pretty tidy, actually.
I got a bit on the gun, but that's okay, because the gun's getting painted.
Yeah.
I definitely got a bit in his little under chin.
Yeah, no one's ever going to see that.
But you're not going to see that because it's behind the gun.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, I did a good thing by using the gun to cover most of his features.
I think we'll go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you nailed that, mate.
The gold paint is really nice, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Really nice.
Some people tell me, oh, the gold paint from Tooth & Co is too thin. I think it's a little bit on the too thick side, but that's probably because they literally hand mix it. Just one more there, mate. You're probably going to appreciate me doing this one for you.
Should that not go on after we've painted the rest of the gun?
You are, we're here now, aren't we? The gold's going to dry up by the time we get there, mate.
True.
That is the truth of it. So, we need to move on to the next...
I'm actually quite proud of that, you know?
I think you should be.
I think
that's nice.
I want to see if we can get a real nice shot of Aquilia.
Aquilia.
Yeah, because it's very hard to get an angle on that where you can see that it's bad.
And we certainly ain't going to be fucking highlighting the gold in this video. And I don't highlight gold in general, I just put a wash on it.
No, I don't. It doesn't look like it would need it.
Nope.
Cool. Okay, nice. What's next?
Next step is to tidy up the whites on his courtesy curtain and this.
Mm-hmm.
We let that dry, and then we're going to do the metal, and then we're going to do another coat of white. So it's time optimization. We're going to do some of that off. So we're going to use Trooper White, which is an off-white, which has fairly nice coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, we're going to bring it up to white to then bring it down
Yeah,
to an off-white.
but that's because we already went blue.
That's because we've made a bit of a mess on it. Yeah.
I can't imagine having to avoid his courtesy curtain while doing the rest of that.
No, I know. So what we've done here is because I want more coverage for my book, more bang for my book. I'm not adding water to it. I'm relying on the wet palette, which already is moist paper.
Is that what that is?
That's, yeah. It's why none of this has dried up yet.
Right.
Well, some of it has, but and we're just gonna tidy that up and bring it back to its base.
Cover up my mistakes.
Well, your initial colour sketching values, we'll call it that. There are no mistakes.
Only happy little accidents.
That's the one, mate. That's the one.
Editor's note, input clip of Bob Ross.
You know Bob Ross is, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I said something the other day and she looked at me like I just shat on the floor.
It happens quite often.
In fact, it happens with me and you sometimes.
Yeah.
You could mention something from last week and I probably still would have.
Well, I was in that room once and I referred to Minecraft as one of the hip new things, and they both just basically belly laughed me out of the fucking room, and I didn't talk to them again for a few days.
Yeah, it's. I was there. I was there when Minecraft began. I was in the beta. I was there when beds were added, you know? And
Nice.
now there are children walking and talking and playing Minecraft better than me that were born after Minecraft came out.
Yes, yeah. And they're playing it without mods as well.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them. I've lost my ability to enjoy Minecraft in its base state.
Yeah?
Yeah, I recently had my biannual 2-week Minecraft obsession, but it only lasted about 3 days.
It's like your yearly guitar obsession, isn't it?
100%. Yeah. My Christmas guitar obsession. But yeah, anyone here watching this who plays Minecraft or has played Minecraft will be familiar with the 2-week
Yes.
yearly obsession. Like, you just get this urge to play.
You just have a go.
But yeah, I booted it up. I ran around. I found a nice thing. I got a dog and a horse, and I built my log cabin. And then I went, and I turned it off.
So
And that was a very sad day,
so
actually.
you kind of started over, is what you did.
Well, that's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I have a million Minecraft worlds, but revisiting them is
Yeah.
even less interesting.
You're never going to feel as good as you did when you did that first Minecraft.
No, absolutely. When I built my my Minecraft character, which was at the time Matt Smith's Doctor Who, and I built it in out of wool blocks.
That's so good.
And Kerry was Amy Pond.
That's so of the time.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It was. That was
Like
great.
2011, 2012?
Would have been around then,
Yeah.
Yeah. On my little Minecraft server that I just ran from my MacBook that I would have in sixth form, and everyone would connect into my MacBook to play.
Amazing.
Oh, God, life's so shit and boring now, isn't it? Anyway,
Speaking of shit and boring, so I would like you to use this colour to paint the purity seals.
just the seals. Can I take this home when I'm done with it?
Yeah, you do what you want with it.
I'm not falling over with it.
Although we should probably stretch this out and do another video on basing your first miniature.
I like that. Anything to stop us just having a regular conversation, eh?
I mean, we could do that, but then I haven't got an angle.
No, it's true. Making a YouTube video without a title and thumbnail beforehand. A pointless endeavour. Thank you, Jimmy Beast.
It's interesting that because Luke used to explain that to me, like come up with your title and thumbnail first.
Yeah, it sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it?
But it's literally the Roger Corman school of filmmaking, which is come up with the title of your film and make the poster, then make a fucking film.
Yeah, it's exactly the same concept.
Yeah. It's weird how it's come all the way back around.
Yeah. But we live in this weird world where getting someone to click on something is way more important than making something good. Which is sad, but you can do both. It's the only real saving grace.
I'm told you can do both.
It has been known to happen. That's quite thin. It looks bad.
That's what the tooth and coat's about, mate, you know?
Yeah, so I'll just wait a second and then give it another go. Give it another
3 or
bish
4
bash.
seconds at least. Or do that. Legend.
Is that not allowed?
Yes, of course it is.
Of course it is allowed. Are you enjoying watching me enjoy this, mate?
Me?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to ask Lorna then. I don't think you're going to get an answer you
No,
want.
I don't think so.
But I mean, I'm enjoying watching you do it. It's nice to be asked how to paint something and then my instructions are vaguely followed.
Yeah, being asked earnestly for
yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, I'm making a mess here. For assistance.
Not naming any names, but wonderful wife.
She does struggle to listen to most things.
Just trashed 4 brushes and got paint all the way up to her elbows.
We're going to have her on this podcast to say her piece.
Fucking hell.
Because we're constantly bashing her. She's lovely.
She
We
is
love
lovely,
her.
but she will fucking say her piece.
That should have been gold there, shouldn't it? There's an Aquilia.
It can be red if you want.
But it should be
I
gold.
suppose we've got the gold out. We can do it.
It's literally still there.
Go on and clean the brush.
Okay, is that white enough?
It's white enough to me, mate.
Careful.
Give me a little do-si-do on that. Get a little bit of hold on there, mate. That's right.
Little gold flicks on my hand. Really satisfying.
It's, yeah.
You ever tempted just to like draw something?
I've drawn a cock and balls before. And no one said anything on camera.
What else would you draw, eh?
You want to get that on camera, mate? There's been times where I've been painting at
Fucking
home.
hell. It is very hard to...
Yeah, it really is.
This is like an exclusively a you problem, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Doing this and also having to think about how it looks on camera.
There's times where I've had to put the camera there and I've painted through the monitor on the camera, which
Oh,
has just been
Christ.
fucking dire. Then, of course, you get a bit of paint on the lens and then it's, well, no. Have you got it, mate? What do
Yeah,
you
I think that looks good.
You got it?
Yeah, I think so. What do you think? Grandad?
That's not bad, isn't it, for your first one?
Really, it's my third one, so...
Right, let's get some lead on his courtesy curtain. And I also want you to paint the little wax seals at the top of his purity seals
Okay.
with red.
Should have done the fucking gold thing after this.
No, man.
Nah, man. Well, when you put it that way.
It is very bright, but we're going to bring it down with the same wash that we use on the gold. So that's all fine. All about saving that time. But you can kind of see why the Space Marines are so accessible in terms of poster boyness. It's because there's like 2 colours, 3, 4 if you're feeling really fresh and funky.
Yeah, for sure. I can see how if you didn't have access to every paint ever made, you could achieve something by like using different levels of the wash and things like that, right?
Yes, essentially, yeah. I did the painting miniatures only with starter paints challenge a couple of months ago, and now I just paint my Tyranids with that process, essentially. Like there's 5 paints on there, and that's about it.
Yeah, it looks great.
And 3 of them are washes, so... and very therapeutic to just sit there and slightly brighten a paint it again, slightly brighten. Get through a lot of Star Trek box sets that way. Again.
Kerry and I were discussing naughty sci-fi programs last night.
All right, yeah.
And which ones are good and which ones aren't. Because, I don't know, we were talking about the Andromeda guy.
Oh, Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo,
Dickhead.
because something has happened with him.
Again.
He's done something. And we were talking about... I was saying... Because I was quite young when Andromeda was on.
Yeah.
And my stepdad really liked... Well, he didn't, actually. He watched Andromeda.
Yes, that's how it was.
But was constantly annoyed about Andromeda. Yeah. And I remember as a child being confused about why Andromeda specifically was the one that people didn't like.
It is fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's basically Farscape, but like without Claudia Black, and instead it has Kevin Sorbo from the Adventures of Hercules in it, which in itself was a shit form of Xena.
Yeah, but people like Hercules.
People are, because it's kind of campy and stupid and knows it is. Andromeda didn't really
know what it was.
It didn't understand that it was a bit crap. There is some good stuff though, from like early 90s to mid 2000s. Sci-fi is its own genre of sci-fi.
Yeah, I was
RoboCop, the TV series, mate.
Yeah. Do you ever watch the Flash Gordon TV show in the 2000s? That was a sci-fi original. I think it only had like 1.5 seasons.
Oh, fuck me. No, I saw the 90s one from like 92.
Yeah, no, there was a noughties Flash Gordon. There was also a noughties Knight Rider that had a modern Mustang.
Yeah.
Which was actually not too bad, but that only got like 9 episodes.
Yeah.
Flash Forward came up. Do you remember Flash Forward?
That rings a bell. Was that a kid's one?
No, it wasn't. No.
No, I don't remember it at all.
It didn't have a lot of episodes. The 4400.
Remember that one? Yeah.
That one I really liked. We watched all of that, yeah.
Did you ever see Baywatch Nights?
Baywatch Nights?
Which
No.
was the sci-fi spin-off to Baywatch.
Nights with a K, or?
No.
Nights as in nighttime Baywatch.
Nights as in the night that comes at the end of the day, yes. Yeah, and it was basically a Monster of the Week thing. But the cast of Baywatch, including David Hasselhoff.
Wow.
Like, I think it was vampires and werewolves and shit, Baywatch Nights.
I like that.
You gotta go somewhere with it, and I guess that was not the right direction, but, you know, you tried.
Yeah, they gave it a go.
Yeah.
It was funny in it that, like, we used to live in this world where people didn't have unlimited things to choose from in what to watch. So something like Baywatch Nights would actually get viewership if it was on the right channel at the right time.
It would have a swing. It'd have a go at it. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect.
Perfect, he said.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, that's basically, yeah. Yeah, that's all cheddar. Now we need to paint his gun. And that might be you done. Surcoat silver. So like I was saying about army painter, mate, you really got to shake two thin coats.
Can I give it a go?
You want? Okay.
Give it a shake.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you're a natural, mate. You might want to go see a doctor about that. Okay. Don't snatch. And that's about as close as I care for that to be perfectly mixed. Spot on. We don't need to worry too much about thinning it down because we want to go for that one thick coat.
One thick coat, two thin coats, mate.
Yeah, he left Games Workshop shortly after they came out with the gimmick of one thick coat, because his trademark on Warhammer TV when he was painting
Was two thin coats.
was to apply two thin coats. And when they brought out contrast paint, they said finally one thick coat, and just kind of plastered his face everywhere, looking miserable and dejected.
Right. They made an entire product line in opposition to somebody who actively worked for them.
Essentially, the gimmick was that. And
Just
then,
all over the gun, yeah?
all over the gun, and then 3 months later he was fucking gone. That'll fucking teach you.
That will do it.
That will do it. I'm trying to think of other... Because at the time, I was complaining because there was too much sci-fi on TV.
Yeah, it really was that period. It was the heyday of Sky One.
Post Next Generation, everyone was having a fucking go for like 10 years.
Yeah, it was around the Star Trek Enterprise era.
Yes.
That was when I was most into all of these things.
Yeah.
And there was a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
2 Stargates at the same time,
Yeah.
plus Star Trek Enterprise,
Yeah.
all of these extra things. Andromeda, the Battlestar Galactica TV show.
Oh, the reboot of Battlestar. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
which is actually very good. But
It
I
is
don't
quite
think
good.
that's not an unpopular opinion.
No, it's not. No. Generally pretty good.
Because it's the original that people don't like, right?
No, people like the original. It's just from the 70s and 80s, so it's
It
dated
just
hard.
is what it is.
Yeah. Buck Rogers people don't care for as much, because that is a bit pish.
Yeah.
I can picture so many of the shows, I just can't remember their fucking names.
No, there was the one with Jessica Alba, Dark Angel.
Oh, fucking Dark Angel. Well, that's not really sci-fi, is it, mate? That's Jessica Alba fucking about for 5 seasons.
It came up when I googled noughties sci-fi. It was number 3.
Yeah. I'll give you that one, yeah.
But
Don't
again,
forget Alias with Jennifer Garner.
yes,
If we're counting bollocks.
well, all of these things did very well for exactly the reason you would imagine they did very well. Right?
They also got a PlayStation 2 tie-in game, mate.
What didn't have a PlayStation 2 tie-in game?
Andromeda.
Yeah, Star Trek
Sadly.
Enterprise. There are no Stargate PlayStation games,
No, there aren't.
which is a surprise now that I say it out loud.
There's no
think-
Stargate video games at all.
No,
I
not
think
at all.
there was an online one. There was an MMO that was around for like 6 months.
Yeah,
I'm sure it came out.
It's
in,
a shame. Stargate does not get enough love. I think it among the community of people who might give a shit, that it definitely does.
Yeah.
But I think Stargate is arguably the best.
That's why no one talks about it, because it's a given. When you
Yeah, it
say
doesn't need saying.
When someone says, "What's your favourite food?" no one says bread. 'Cause it's a fucking given.
Yeah. No, I love Stargate. It was the absolute perfect. It's not Monster of the Week because it's like Planet of the Week,
But it is Monster of the Week.
but it's
like,
Monster of the Week.
yeah.
It's the absolute perfect way to do that scenario.
And every planet looks like British Columbia.
Yeah.
No, Stargate's brilliant. I think I got halfway through a rewatch. I rewatched the film recently.
We tried a few times. Back when we used to go to the gym together, like 10 years ago, you were watching Stargate SG-1 on the treadmill.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Rewatched the film recently though, and that is a weird.
The original.
Film. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than I knew. It's better than I think every time.
Yeah, it is a good film. It's just weird that it exists. I was showing the
Yeah, because it's
trailer
the
to-
same exact characters as SG-1, but with all different actors.
Well, as in it's a sci-fi film with a massive budget, which again you've got plenty of that in the 90s, but it just feels weird that it's such a niche ancient aliens concept in 1994.
Yeah.
With Kurt Russell basically pitching it as an action film. He's a soldier, but it's also a really fucking slow film about space aliens, ancient Egypt.
Well, yeah, it starts with retired army man with dead son is called back into action,
Yeah.
and then becomes very quickly sci-fi.
Yes. Give my regards to King Tut, asshole. And then shoves a bomb up his ass. Yeah. Good stuff. It's good stuff.
Great movie.
And while you're there, just paint the flagpole, mate. Don't get it on the cloth. Do not have a touch of cloth, as they say.
Okay, let me.
Could have,
1 second. 1 second. I'm learning two skills here. One is to actually paint this thing, and the other one is to do so in a manner that the people at home can actually see.
And talk at the same time.
And talk at the same time, which not so much of a problem for you, boy.
Me?
No, me.
No.
Their boy. Next time we need to have a GoPro here.
On your thumb.
Just on my face. Just look here, looking
on the
directly.
end of the brush.
Just looking up at me while I gurn.
Like a fucking girl out of Grudge or something.
Schmeeker.
You enjoying Rings of Power, mate?
You enjoy Rings of Power.
You enjoying Rings of Power, mate?
Oh,
God.
I'm enjoying Rings of Power, though.
Good. How's that?
It's pretty good, mate.
Got my eye in a little bit, I think.
Okay, I think we're... Do you mind if I do a tidy?
Please. Please do.
Cool. I think we just bob a wash on there and we call it a day, mate.
Nice.
I think. Okay.
We're not doing the flag.
We'll just put a wash on it for now.
Okay.
I think, because flags are a whole different ballgame.
That's a whole other episode.
Yeah. So, for the gold and the red, we're going to use speed paint called Crusader Skin. And the idea is it's going to...
Why is there a little bit of gold on his head? When did that happen?
That's a little bit of silver.
A little bit of silver.
We're going to pretend that's not there.
Okay. That's a shame.
It's a shame, but it does happen. It does happen. So Crusader Skin is going to act like a wash, but it's also going to add a bit of redness to the gold. And just take... Because it's gold, you can lean cold or you can lean it warm. And depending what you're doing, I like to lean it warm because it leans towards orange. And what's the complementary colour to orange?
Blue.
There you go. So you end up with perfectly complementary paint scheme. So you want a slightly bigger bellied brush for this one to get more of the material on. And you want to go over all the gold, essentially, and the red.
I'm assuming it can spill off the edge because it will, right?
A bit.
Okay, we don't want to aim for that.
But it can also be used to, if it goes into crevices along the edge, it will go completely dark and opaque.
Okay.
Which gives you a little bit of leeway, and like that bit where you got gold on the blue, you can potentially cover up some of that.
Won't notice it as much.
As much, yeah. So for the raised surfaces, it acts like a tint, and for any crevices, it acts like a shade.
Did I actually put any on there?
Yeah, possibly not.
Give me that tip.
Jesus.
Just the tip.
It's not cheating if it's the tip. Come on, mate.
Come on, mate.
There you go. That's tinting it quite nicely. I was going to say, let's paint that star on his shoulder gold, but I'm not going to put you through that.
I was thinking it should be not blue. I'll give it a go.
You want to paint gold?
Yeah, and then I'm going to paint the fucking Mohican gold as well to cover up my mistake.
Jesus Christ. There we go, mates.
I overwashed this bit, I think. Look at that. What were you looking at? Tidy that right up there.
Tidy that right up.
Tidy that right up there. Backpack.
Boom, bap.
Boom, bap.
You're back to see dogs home.
Back to see dogs home. That's funny. That's a good one.
Cool. Do you want me to put the gold on there for you, or are you going to have a go?
Oh.
You want to go?
Yeah.
Small brush.
It can be the whole thing, I assume. Also, can I do his Mohican gold, or is that sacrilege?
You can do what you want. It's your Space Marine.
It's true, it is my Space Marine.
Yeah, so you're going to leave the circle in the middle blue, right?
That was going to be my next question.
Yes.
Thank God you're here, Lorna.
Yeah, he's blocking the other two fucking cameras, isn't he? My painting's so important.
I'm going to paint it in the middle of the nipple.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. We'll tidy that up with a wash, mate. Yeah.
There we go. Look at that.
I'll tell you what I am enjoying, though, mate.
What's that?
Is playing base set Pokemon.
I've not found the rest of my cards yet. But as you well know, I do have a complete base set.
Yes. Do you have multiples of certain cards?
Well, see, this is what I haven't found.
Cool.
But I do have a big stack of things that's mainly energies and trainers and duplicates of Bulbasaur.
Cool.
And Growlithe.
So, as you might have imagined, energies and trainers is what you actually need to play the fucking
Absolutely,
game.
yeah. It's why we talked about... I think we talked about this on an earlier episode about how I don't think I've actually played a game because I never had enough energies and trainers.
Yeah.
Right. Let me...
There was Mohawk,
Mohawken, mate.
the last of the Mohawkans. Quite like that little gold Mohawk, actually.
I think that's good.
If you squint, he looks like Duke Nukem or Doom Guy.
Oh, yeah.
But blue.
There you go.
Nice. Wicked. You want to get some of this shade on that red cloth, mate? Come on. Do it on the purity seals as well. Let's 8 birds, one
Some of this
stone.
stuff.
Yeah.
This a boy.
The Crusader flesh. On camera, if you wouldn't mind, mate. There you go. You can get it on the white as well.
Nah.
Nah, man.
Although it does actually help, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
It does.
It does.
You'll be pleased to know.
You'll be pleased to know.
Cool. What else?
The gold you just applied
Oh, this bit.
should be dry enough, maybe. Get some more on there on me. You're going to want that to pull in the middle.
I will want that.
You will want that, yeah. Oh, look at it go.
Oh, yeah. And it, like... Yeah, where it goes dark around the edge bits.
It just fucking sorts you right out, doesn't it?
It really do.
Like a warm beer on a cold day. It will fix you right up. Happy days.
I think he looks okay.
Very last thing to do.
Do I need to give... Can I give him different coloured eyes? Or is that way too much?
Fuck,
effort?
we ain't painting eyes today.
Okay.
You are going to go home broken if you try and paint eyes. I don't paint eyes.
Just looks like he could do with a little bit of facial detail, you know?
You could do a little bit of facial detail. Well, we can do that on the next one, can't we, son? Yeah?
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Sorry, Grandad.
Painting eyes is...
I mean, it seems, even to my inexperienced brain, like probably the worst part of it.
Yeah. I've genuinely seen people have blood clots while trying to do eyes.
Well, yeah, because
Like
it's
they're
one of
at the
those things,
painting.
if you don't get the exact pupil dot
Yeah.
in the exact right place, then the entire thing looks fucked. He looks like he's from a special place.
I've seen a lot of googly eyes on World War II miniatures.
Yeah.
It's like, you should have just not done that.
Yeah.
It's fine, we don't need those. So this is a Null Noil Shade, which is fancy corporate speak, copyrighted for black wash.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is going to go on all the gunmetal silver you've done. Mm-hmm. And I think let's put it on the flag.
Okay.
Again, don't go excessive. You can go excessive on the metal. Don't go excessive on the flag.
Shall I use this?
I think you can use this one. Got a big old belly.
Ooh.
Get more on you, coward.
I am a coward, though.
Doesn't even defend himself.
Let's be clear.
I am putting some on.
What happened is I was afraid.
What happened?
There we go.
Normally we'd highlight the metals, but I honestly think it's bright enough these days.
I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you'd want to maybe lighten it up at the top a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just dry brush it with a brighter metal, but
But then we'll have to wait for the wash to dry, won't
we
we?
certainly would, and that isn't happening.
Not today.
Not today. Do you need to wick any off?
Well,
Wick it.
that really seems like a question that I should be asking you.
Fuck, not that much. Jesus Christ.
Do you know what, mate? Do you fucking know what?
Let me see. Let's see. That's perfectly fine. That's enough.
I thought it was.
That's enough. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Wicked.
Wicked.
Happy days.
Yes.
Go on, show your first Space Marine off to the camera.
Hi, the camera. This is my first Space Marine.
There's the thumbnail
There's
right there.
There he is, and an actual close-up up here
For the peoples.
for the peoples. Thank you, Sony.
I think that is very good for a first Space Marine.
I'm very pleased with him, actually, for a first Space Marine. I think, if I had another 6 to 12 business days, I'd do a little bit of like face highlighting.
Yes. If you had another 5 or 6 of these to progressively get better with as well. Yeah, compare that to the one that my first Space Marine done as an adult.
Baby's first Space Marine as an adult here. But you didn't have an experienced friend to tell you what to do when you made this.
I watched some YouTube videos.
And his Aquilia's much nicer than mine.
Steadier hands. Those were the days.
But he looks cool. I see what you mean about the punchy toy blue as well.
Yeah. Like, I definitely went for that Mattel kind of vibe with it almost.
They're good. I mean, you would probably be afraid if you saw that guy coming over the hill and was like, well, he's not hiding from anything, is he?
No, he's bright blue. He's got a courtesy curtain on and he's got a big old fucking flag that stops him getting through doors in a hurry. So he's not running off anywhere. He's not going to hide.
No, he is in pursuit.
He's big. He's mad.
Well, let me know in the comments if you think I did a good job. Also, if you learned anything, let us know that as well. If there was any of Dave's sage wisdom that you were not yet informed of.
Or if it was completely wrong, let us know.
That too, yeah. If you disagree with anything that was said,
Yes.
please comment it 4 or 5 times. Go down. Everyone else who agreed with that, let them know that you agree with them. Let the people who you don't agree with know that you don't agree with them. Let's get some discourse going in the comments.
Get some discourse miniatures going. Let's argue with one another.
Let's.
Over nothing. Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Right.
Right.
Did you enjoy that? You can say no.
No, I genuinely did enjoy that, yeah. It was, yeah. Yeah. No, I actually did. I actually did. I could see myself
hanging out with me painting, but not
100%. 100%. I would have got bored an hour ago and made mistakes and stopped if I was by myself. But having you here to ask questions to was quite nice. Yeah, I could absolutely see that.
It is interesting how it's completely different for different people. Some people can't do it not socially. Like they need someone else around them also doing it to kind of do it. It is my idea of absolute hell.
What, to do it with people?
Yeah. Although I did it with my friend Danny recently. Hi, Danny. And it was quite funny because we were both introverted people. Both definitely on the fucking spectrum. You know you are, don't lie to me. And it would be like half an hour of fucking silence sat at the kitchen table. And then like the cat would run past and we'd just both laugh and then go back to it.
Yeah.
And then after another half an hour, we'd just be like, are you all right? Yeah, I'm good. Are you? Yep.
Yeah.
And then back to it. So it's, yeah, it can be done in that environment, but I like to just sit and decompress and not think too much and just crack on for like 3 hours.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
get something done.
No, I can absolutely see how you get into a certain zen zone and then, lose hours of your day. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
I imagine that will not be the last thing I paint.
Probably not.
Probably not. Not if we're doing this show anyway.
Yeah, maybe we'll get you to do a Tyrannid next. Which, I'll be honest with you, could absolutely all just be wash and dry brush.
Yeah, there's less like detail.
Yes.
In a way, but more in others.
Yeah, with organic stuff, there's more room to play. And
Yeah.
be not lazy, but lazy.
Yeah.
Like, I spent like 4 days just painting a Quetzalcoatlus dinosaur, which, despite it being all organic skin tones and blending, was the opposite of lazy. Because I was trying to get detail and contrast from all those, but they all have to be sympathetic, so that was interesting. Speaking of interesting, is it show and tell time?
I think it might be.
Yes. Have you brought something interesting?
I did bring something interesting, yes.
Okay.
I've been having it on me the whole time, as is like kind of the vibe with it.
No way.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, it's my Pokedex,
Holy
mate.
shit, it's a Pikachu Bible.
It's a Pikachu Bible, an original Tiger Electronics.
Tiger Electronics.
A Tiger Electronics Pokedex. And this might be one of the like nicest,
Hold it
most...
there, mate. Hold it there.
Oh, yeah. Might be one of the best preserved...
It is one of the nicest ones I've seen.
Yeah, things that I own. My beautiful partner got this for me many years ago, and I unwrapped it, immediately put it in my glass cabinet, and never touched it again because it's beautiful.
Did you keep the box?
No, I don't think it came with a box. came like this. I brought it here today, wrapped up in a cloth, because I genuinely was worried about like scuffing it.
I was going to say you treat that better than you would actually treat lenses.
Yes. Yeah. And
Alone me.
I got some new batteries in it earlier today, so it does actually. And there he is, Pika-chonk. And I don't remember how this works at all.
It asked me if I wanted to reset the data when I put the batteries in for you, and I strongly said no.
Grand. But yeah, I don't think I had any data in it, because like I said, I didn't play with it when I got it.
Did you not catch any Pokemon, mate?
No, I had this when I was a kid, and I had all of the Pokemon and everything, but that one is missing a door and everything, because I actually used it and like took it to school and would play with it in the back of the car and all sorts of things like that. So this one is beautiful. I love that you can only fit like 4 letters of each menu on the page.
Crystal LCD display.
Yeah, but I believe, for those who don't know, I believe you would play little mini games on this to catch Pokemon, and then it would tell you.
I don't even know if there are mini games.
Page, name.
I think it is
name.
Just a database of Pokemon, isn't it?
Error.
Nice.
So I have no idea how this thing works, but it's cute, isn't it?
It is nice, and it is the best thing Tiger Electronics have ever made.
It's very, very, very nice. Very cool. I think you could use it as a calculator. I think that was how I used to get away with having it in school. I think I pretended it was my calculator.
Yeah.
But yeah, from 1999. This is 25 years ago. Yeah, so this is one of my prized possessions that lives in my glass cabinet at home, and it will be going straight back in my glass cabinet.
Do you want to take that Metal Gear stuff I got you from Japan as well?
Yeah, I will absolutely do that. Yeah. Now that I have a thing to take home.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So there you go, nice and quick, and you can go back in there for safekeeping.
I don't see many of those, despite my weekend profession.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, I think most of them were destroyed.
Yeah.
Because, like, even though it was super cool, it, like... I know that I had no reverence for it when I was a kid. When I had the one, I was doing the thing, and I was playing with it and messing around, and I was taking it out, pretending I was flipping it out.
Despite Pokemon cards getting bent and trashed and fucked around with probably as much as those, I see more better condition cards than I do those. Which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, the hinge on this thing is one of those, like, I think there's like tiny knobs of plastic holding that in place. I also love that there's a 1 and a 2 on there, which are clearly like maker's marks.
Yes.
This is part 1, this is part 2.
Just so they don't fuck it up in the Tiger factory.
Exactly.
Maybe Tiger's made it.
A hand-applied sticker. Yeah. No, I wish it was full or complete, or that I knew how it worked, but I wasn't that prepared. But I did bring it out of the cabinet. And it's very nice.
That's good. It's nice that you brought something that you didn't just grab at the last minute off your desk.
Yeah, why would I do that? Lovely.
Pikachu.
What have you brought off your desk last minute, mate?
I got this out of my cabinet, actually.
Oh, good. Well, this came out of my cabinet.
I got this out of my cabinet. It's pervy PS2 game time.
Pervy PS2 game.
It's Rule of Ronda Rousey, mate. Rule of Rose on the PS2. Which is actually getting talked about a little bit at the minute. So this was one of my 3 grails when I started collecting retro. It was Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Rule of Rose, and Panzer Dragoon Saga. And I still don't own a third, because I refuse to spend £600.
Is that what it is now?
It's doubled since
I was going to say, since you last refused to buy it at 350 or whatever it was.
Yeah. But Rule of Rose is on the list, and I've ticked it off. I ticked it off years ago, actually, when it was a measly £200, I think I paid for this. Which seems ridiculous, but it went to 700, I think, at the end of last year. But it's back in the news again now, because that is an Italian copy, someone in Italy found a warehouse of the UK copies, and it was never released in the UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the Italian press did like a Google Translate in 2007 of an article. I can't remember the specifics of it, but basically the Daily Mail got wind of this.
Right.
Pervy game from Japan with children in it. And the British press were like, fuck that, no way.
None of that.
That's not coming out. Sex in video games, absolutely not. of which there is none in this game.
No, of course not.
No.
Of course not.
Yeah, it's infuriating. So it just got completely stonewalled in the UK.
Yeah.
None of it got released. There's maybe you could count on your fingers how many UK copies were actually in circulation with collectors. They were all sealed, and they were all £2,000 to £3,000.
Wow.
There's a guy in Italy now that is drip feeding them onto eBay, and because people in the UK are buying them, he was selling them at like £200 a copy, and CEX would give you £450 a copy of the UK one. So people just trade them into CEX. CEX computer, the algorithm that drives the pricing is like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And there's now a sealed copy in every CEX, which has then brought down the collector's price. So that is probably about £300 now, because it's an Italian copy as well. That was the only way you could get it.
Are there a lot of Italian copies, or at least a medium amount?
Not many. There's definitely under 100,000, I would say. Probably less than 50, in fact. I've played it. I played it earlier this year.
Oh, yeah. How is it? Well, it's one of those ones, right? It's not actually rare or important because it's good.
No.
It's rare or important because there was a controversy attached to it.
Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah.
It makes the Silent Hill 2's combat mechanics look like an actual fighting game. It makes that look like Street Fighter 2. Mechanically, this is fucking dire.
Yeah.
It's abysmal. There's really interesting stuff in there, though. Like, the subtext behind it is essentially Lord of the Flies with schoolgirls.
Okay.
You're playing an older girl, but the weird and creepy thing is that all the horrible shit that is happening to you, and all the tricks that are being played on you, and like your rabbit gets killed at the start with a shovel.
Oh.
And it's all kids that are doing it,
Right.
like little girls, and it's fucking weird and creepy.
Yeah. Little girl ghosts. Not ghosts, but,
Yeah.
but little girl ghosts in general is one of those things, isn't it?
And the only adult in it is the creepy airship doctor. You're in an airship for some reason, and I am not going to say any more because YouTube won't like it.
Sure, but the subtext is not ideal.
The subtext is, there's so much to kind of pick apart and look at it. It's probably worth watching a playthrough on YouTube, and then watching or reading some essays on it. But
Did it do well in Japan?
not especially. It's kind of just an underground sleeper sort of thing, really. It's a dime a dozen in Japan, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Go lost in horrible world
Sure.
things stuff.
Most of them don't get much traction over here, though. So interesting that just because you weren't allowed it, it's one of those things that people cling on to.
It has a bit of infamy to it, yeah. It's kind of like, if you want to play something like this, go for Clock Tower 3, because it's cheaper, or Haunting Ground. If you want the weird, is this okay to play as this? Is this alright? Then buy those, because they're much cheaper. But yeah, Rule of Rose is my show and tell
Lovely.
for today.
Lovely.
Rule of Ronda Rousey, mate. There we go. Keep it away from the paint.
Yeah, absolutely. Snake's managed to not get covered in paint.
That we can tell.
I love the mise-en-scène of this shot, let's be honest. Look at that.
It's quite nice. There's
It's
a lot
nice.
of colours, nice Sony colours popping out. Pikachu in the corner. Creme de la creme.
Beautiful.
Nice one. I think
Right.
it's time to
I
wrap
think
it
we
up,
should, stop doing this.
because I can hear the editor growling.
Yeah,
at
she's
me.
starting to huff. She's been turning around. Getting uncomfortable in that chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks very much for watching, guys.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us.
Do please leave a like. Comment if you have anything to say.
And a subscribe.
Yeah, I can't help but look at all the comments on
No,
the
you
videos
enjoy it,
that
don't
I'm
you?
in. Yeah, I do, but that's because no one's been mean to me yet. So maybe you can be the first to put me off.
First comment's just going to be fucking arsehole.
Fuck it, that chump change. He's quite a chump, and he gave me some change. Fuck off.
I'd like a change. A change of him not being there.
Oh.
Bye.